Good evening. Welcome to another edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show, Red Pill Edition. My name is Leon Jones, and tonight I'm doing my New Year's Eve edition. And I just want to say Happy New Year to everybody else who's out and about. And by the way, Sunday, January 2nd, will be my 57th birthday, just to let you all know that. And also, my channel. Here's what I'm going to do with my channel because I did announce that I was moving my live streams to Friday. So I did move it to Friday. And I did announce that I was moving my live. And I'm going to continue to move it, continue to do it on Fridays. I like this date. Um, Happy New Year to you, Celine. God bless. She's in the building. Welcome to the chat. And I'll be doing my live streams on Fridays from now on. So you understand that because it's much easier to do it on Fridays. Welcome to the chat. Also, on my panels, I'm only going to have 6 people at a time on my panels because it's much easier to control. I believe that too many people on the panel, it really takes away from the content that's being talked about because you have a number of individuals talking over one another. Individuals get off the topic, and it makes the host look like they've lost control of their panels. Now, what am I going to talk about tonight? Tonight, I'm going to get into New Year's resolutions. I don't make any, but there are some people who make New Year's resolutions. We'll talk about the education system. I might get into a little bit of politics, but the biggest item that I'm going to talk about tonight is competition. Because I notice in this country, you have a number of individuals who are very lazy. Now, I'm not talking about competition just on the dating aspect. I'm talking about competition when it comes to business, when it comes to sports, when it comes to school, anything. Because, I'm an avid Baltimore Ravens fan, and I was watching the Cincinnati and the Ravens last week, and Cincinnati decided to put more points on the scoreboard or run the score up. And um, the coach for the Baltimore Ravens said, "Hey, he coaches the way he coaches. I coach the way I coach." And I like that attitude. What's lacking in this country that I see is competition. Celine says, "I deleted all of my social media except for YouTube a few days ago." Well, very good, because social media, it it's not the greatest thing right now. I'll be honest with you. I think a number of people should stay off social media. In fact, we've had too much social media in our lives and we forget about the real world. It's just like wearing a mask. Remember, we had to wear those masks because of the 19. Hopefully, we don't have to go back to those masks again. It really took the human element out of everything. And that's why we need competition. Competition, in my humble opinion, it drives ambition if you're the ambitious type. In the United States, when it comes to business, you don't want a few companies driving the market. Why? Because we end up paying more. It's good for networking, but it consumed too much of my life and I compared myself to others. Facts. That's a good thing. That is a mature response, Celine. I like that you are doing that. Um, like I said, I'm not on social media every day. I don't go on Facebook. I do have a Twitter account. I do have a LinkedIn account. I have other, I have another channel And speaking of that, I'm going to be doing a blog talk radio podcast on Wednesdays, and I have the Mind to STEM channel to run. But here's the thing about social media, Celine, and everybody else who's on social media. You don't have to get on it every day. I don't get on YouTube every day. In other words, I'm not producing content every day. I like to give it a rest. I see a number of people are doing content every day. Now, they want to do that, that's fine. However, it just changes the personality in a person. Sometimes when they get on YouTube, they're not themselves. Everyone gets a trophy, idea, kids are lazy. That's right. And the matter of fact, Celine, while I'm on that, I was watching an AT&T commercial the other day, and you'll see it when it comes on. It's a family that goes into an AT&T store, and the customer service rep gives the older boy and the younger girl lollipops. Well, the older boy got the bigger lollipop, and the younger girl got the little lollipop. And she said, well, that's not fair. You gave him the big lollipop. Well, that little girl is going to end up being a selfish individual because she thinks she should have everything that her brother has. And see, this is the thing about competition. You have to earn your keeps, just like in the military. Shout out to Kelly. She's in the building. I have a passion for competition. What is life without it? Challenge. Yes, you need competition. Everybody needs competition. Everybody needs competition. Going back to the everybody gets a trophy idea. We have to eliminate that. Everybody getting a trophy, even if you come in last place, that does not help competition. Basically, that dismisses competition because there's no incentive to work hard. And when you have competition and you're an ambitious person, you're going to work hard. I believe in competition. Even when I'm in college, I strive to get the best grades I can get. I don't strive for mediocrity. In fact, I'm going to suggest this when it comes to competition. If you want to be the best, then you need to reach out to people who are better than you. And I don't have a problem by saying there are people who are better than me, even doing YouTube. I look at what they do. I don't emulate it, but what I do, I learn the techniques so I can be a better YouTuber. And again, I got to shout my college out, Purdue University. They beat Tennessee yesterday in the Music City Bowl 48-45. And I go to Purdue. And again, getting into Purdue University is competitive as well. In fact, being part of the School of Polytechnic, it's competitive. I like competition. Competition, it brings everything out in a person. When you can compete, win or lose, you're giving an all-out effort. And I don't see a lot of people who want to compete. This is why we have a lazy society. I'm not a sore loser. You're going to lose some battles and you're going to win some battles. The purpose of competition, yes, you want to win. But in order to win, the person that you're competing against or the persons that you are competing against may have a higher skill level than you have. You take what they're doing and I'm not going to say totally mimic it, but you utilize it. You incorporate it into who you are, and then you compete. Because without competition, we have a dead society. Peace, my brother. What's going on, Hoop Jargon, in the building? Happy New Year. Again, Happy New Year to the panel. You can only lose if you don't try. Well, that's true. Now, even when you do try, you can also lose as well. I've lost some battles, but if I'm going to lose a battle, let me lose a battle by fighting hard. I feel a lot better that way. And that's why I say the Manosphere meetup was a good event. Networking. Yes, I didn't get a chance to speak, but I saw how other individuals spoke, and it made me want to speak. Spoke about this on E Black's channel yesterday. Competition is necessary. Great. Brother Hoop Jargon, I'm gonna be putting out the link pretty soon. Competition is something we need to talk about. We do, and I've been thinking about this for a long time. And right now, I don't have any notes or anything. I'm just going right off the top of the dome with what I believe when it comes to competition, because we need it. Competition helps. It helps keep money in your pocket as well. And let me give you an example of some companies running the markets. We all have cell phones. Now, if you think about it, it used to be 4 cell phone providers. Now there are 3 cell phone providers. There's AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. Well, those 3 companies alone, which is a triopoly, they're actually dictating the market for everything else. And see, if they had more competition, prices would stabilize and we would be able to afford cell phone plans. Now, are they going to be better cell phone plans? Well, that's something that we have to look at. However, when there are too many monopolies out here, they control everything. Also, we don't have choice. This is why I say when it comes to college as well. Education system. Well, if you want to get education, you have to look for institution that is affordable. Not everybody's going to get a scholarship. Not everybody's going to do well on the SAT. Not everybody's going to get into college. So another option would be the military, or another option would be the community college system. Celine says, I was on an IEP in school for extra help, and instead of giving me tools, a lot of teachers just gave me the answer, and that made me angry. Facts. Absolutely. When it comes to research or when it comes to education, a teacher should give you an avenue on where to find the material, but not do the work for you. And that's a problem. And see, when you're at home, and competition starts at home. Yes, is there going to be sibling rivalry? Absolutely. When you're a parent, you can't treat all of your children the same. Why? Because they're bringing different talents. So what you have to do, you have to coach children to their talents. It doesn't mean that you love one any more than the other. And again, we just have this mindset that we have to give everybody something, even if they don't try. That's the problem. Community or technical schools are the way to go. That's facts as well. Again, one thing that I want to tell you, and this is what competition does. Hoop Jargon plays basketball, and I'm sure there were some times he had to compete for a starting position. There are times that he had to play some tougher teams out there. There are some times he had to get in the gym and do more practicing. That's what you should do. If you want to be the best, you have to put work into being the best. And many of us, we think we can do nothing and it'll come to us. That's not how the real world works. I like having the competition. Also, folks, what I want you to do, I want you to like, share, and subscribe. Now, I'm not going to be a pastor, but try to donate to the Cash App. The Cash App is right at the bottom of the stream. You see the banner running across. Try to subscribe. Help get me to 2,000 subscribers. Right now, I'm at 1980. Again, like, share, and subscribe to the 401 Talk Zone radio show channel. I'm doing this information so you all have something to take with you during your endeavors in life. Again, I just want to thank everybody who wanted to participate in tonight's chat. And again, for you all who hopped in late, I'm going to be doing my live streams on Fridays from now on. I did them on Wednesday. And if you want to find any information that I will be producing or any information that I will leave for video production, check under my community tab. And if you are not getting any notification, click the bell and then click all, and you should be getting all of my information. I know YouTube has a way of not getting my information out to people. Well, I'm giving it to you right now. Also, everybody in the chat, you got wrenches, spam my channel. Let people know that I am on the air today. Shout out to Old Country for Old Simps. He says, salute to the 401 Talk Zone radio show channel. Salute to you and Happy New Year. Welcome to the chat, my brother. But again, competition. Competition is something that is very helpful. Politicians, they have to compete every 2 to 4 years for a position. This is why they debate. A real politician knows how to sell himself or herself. And what you have to do is learn the skills, because getting a job is going to be competitive. Yes, there are jobs out here right now, but you have to know how to get that job. Also, what's up with the manosphere? That's a good question, Kelly. Well, I'm just going to give you my opinion with the manosphere. Okay. I believe there's a split in the manosphere. Okay. Now, I'm on the side of the manosphere with the free zone lose and the angry snowmans. I like that area a lot better. Um, there's been a lot of purging of channels, and think what everybody is doing. We're winding down the year. We're trying to get rid of a lot of beefing on the channels. I don't beef on my channel, thank goodness, and I will never beef on my channel. I just want individuals to be comfortable here, because I'm going to talk about topics that are relevant to your everyday life. I just see that a number of individuals spend too much time on YouTube, and they're bringing their anger to YouTube. And in the end, they're not doing anything with their lives. So this is why you see a lot of gossip going on. And I'm going to tell you something, stay away from that gossip. You don't want your name out there. That's why I stay away from it. And shout out to Little Big Nate. I know his channel got taken down. In fact, he's got a new channel out called Nate Dogg 74. Nate Dogg 74. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to that channel. And shout out to the Angry Snowman. I sent him the link. He's not here yet. Shout out to him. He had some good content on his channel. He may be streaming tonight as well. But at the end, the answer to the manosphere, I believe that there's a split in the manosphere. The manosphere has always been like that. You have individuals that want to gossip. You have individuals like me who want to put out regular content. And the only thing I can say is this: you have to let time heal itself. This is why a content creator, you have to be a good manager of your channel. That's why I said here on my channel, I'm going to have 6 people on the panel. I can rotate people in and out. I'm going to make sure that my moderators are doing their jobs, watching out for the riffraff. and anybody can come up on the panel. I'm going to give my 30-minute to an hour monologue, and then I'm going to let it go from there. And from my belief, I just look at too many people putting out videos every day, too many live streams. Now, everybody's not me. I'm going to continue to just do one live stream a week. And you see what day it is. It's Friday. I'm going to continue. Just for those who have joined in late, I have moved my live streams to Fridays. It's much easier to work on Fridays. Now, on Wednesdays, I will put out some content. And you can go to my other channel, the Mind of STEM channel. Shout out to Mel in the building, just like female movements. There's going to be splits within. That's right. And that's what's going on right now. And speaking of that, Brother Melly Mel, and I'll be opening it up soon. I'm not going to be doing a lot of talking about women on this channel. I think that is boring. Okay, I can't change what's there. Okay, women are going to have to change on their own. I believe there's too much content talking about women. That's good. It's the frequency, and this happens every year, Kelly. Every year. You're going to see individuals, they're going to wind it right back up in the middle of January. I think they're trying to make their New Year's resolutions. I do not make New Year's resolutions, by the way. I'm going to continue doing what I've done from the beginning of 21 into 22. That's what I'm going to do. And I have Tommy Jean here, and I'm going to celebrate my 57th birthday, which is this Sunday, January 2nd, by watching a little football, eating some good old Little Smoky smoked sausages, probably some baked chicken, and I'm going to have fun. Now, I'm going to tell you another thing that I should see in the manosphere. What has really happened, there are some individuals who didn't believe that this event was going to happen in Atlanta. Some are still angry that it did happen. And the funny thing about the Manosphere meetup, we didn't spend any time talking about women. And some of the individuals who went to the Manosphere meetup, they're working on the class Theo has given them, the AWS course, because they want to get into IT. And from my perspective, sometimes you need to give YouTube a break. I remember I was doing videos every day back in 2017, and I was tired. My voice wasn't sounding good. Well, thank you. Thank you. My voice wasn't sounding good. I wasn't looking good at all. In fact, I looked sick. So I gave YouTube a break, and it feels good to do content when I want to do it. Like I said, I have 2 channels that I am working on, the 401 Talk Zone radio show and the Mind of STEM channel. And at the end of the day, if you're going to be in the manosphere, because everybody's in the manosphere, regardless of what sector of the manosphere they're in, you have to learn how to manage your time. And this is competition. And it's very competitive here on YouTube. And there are a number of individuals out here who are in the manosphere, and they're doing it for the money. Now, I don't have a problem with individuals working for the money. The money is good. However, when your content starts to deteriorate because you want to make money, you're going to also lose your audience. And when it comes to the manosphere, it's about the audience. Now, unfortunately, there are some people who want to continue to do drama. I don't want to do that because you don't learn anything by drama, and we see lots of drama on World Star Hip Hop. And I'll tell individuals here that we're going to keep everything peaceful regardless of the topic. I don't curse too much on my channel, but the competition is still out there. And this is why there needs to be some good competition. And I believe there are a number of individuals in the manosphere who don't understand that it's competitive here on YouTube. We're all trying to get audiences, but many of us aren't doing it right. And in the black manosphere, basically the sector is so small, we're all trying to attract the same audience when we should be expanding our information. And basically, what you have here is information. This is what I'm delivering to you, right, wrong, or indifferent. So we're going to keep on, well, I'm going to keep on doing what I enjoy doing, presenting you all good content. And outside of live streams, I believe that there are a number of individuals in the manosphere that don't do regular content anymore. I love doing regular content. Happy New Year to you, my brother Lotus and brother Mel. The fact is, people have to understand the analytics of YouTube. It's a business and it's time to get serious with your channels. YouTube notices the growing numbers in the manosphere space. Facts. Happy New Year to you, Awesome Alice. Welcome to my chat. I looked at your video, Alice. It was a fantastic video, the last one you did for 2021. But again, going back, just like Mel said, there's always going to be competition here on YouTube. Okay, you have to worry about the algorithm. But see, if you don't do anything to violate community guidelines here on YouTube, you don't have anything to worry about. That's what I do. And here's another thing too. No, Kelly asked about the manosphere. Celine asked about the manosphere. You have to be careful with who you allow on your panel and in your chat. This is why you want to keep your panel small, and you want to make sure you have good moderators who are taking care of you. Because if you don't, it might not be you, but the people that you have around you, they're not going to help your brand. So you might have to get rid of the people around you. Oh, yeah. Rest in peace, Betty White. She was 99. Okay. 99 years old. Don't know how she passed, but she's a Capricorn just like I am. Happy New Year to you, Jenny V. It's already 2022 in the UK. Definitely Happy New Year to you. Facts. That's right. And Brother Mel, you and I have been on Nate's channels. We've been over there to Bernard Riley. You know how they can get. And see here, not going to get like that. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to support Trey's channel. I'm going to support Trailer Hood's channel. I'm going to support Clue's channel. Yeah, she passed away today, Alice. I don't know what she passed of. Tommy Jean found out before I did. And we're still trying to find out how she died. Yep. Got to do the numbers. Shout out Cyber Tassin. Is that a bot up there? I don't know. If you do see any of those spam bots, just go ahead and just delete the spam bots. I know my last stream, I had a bunch of spam bots. I don't like spam bots. But yes, it's sad news that she passed. But, she lived a good life. She lived overtime. And again, when you deal with life is in quarters, okay? From the time you're born to the time you're 19, that's your teens. You're learning what life should be. This is when you are under guidance of parents and teachers. Now, the biggest part of your life is the second quarter. That's 20 to 39. And I say that because basically in your 20s, you're getting away from home, and this is where you're going to make most of your mistakes. And then when you become 30 to 39, okay, you should already be stabilizing yourself to where you have a decent job. If you're if you're not, then you have to go reassess your management style. Yes, that is a spam bot, by the way. I do have spam bots. Uh, in the chat, watch the spam bots for me. Everybody in the chat's got wrenches. But yes, your second quarter is going to be the toughest part because your second quarter of your life between 20 and 39 is going to basically be the defining moment of how you're going to perform between 40 and 59. 40 and 59, you should already be stabilized. Now, it's okay if you're going to school, it's okay if you change careers, but this is where your kids should be close to being grown and gone. You in your 50s, you may be a grandmother or grandfather or not, but you should be stable. And then when you're 60 to 79, and I say that the last quarter because generally you get a number of individuals, although people are living longer, you do have some individuals who do pass away a lot more in that last quarter of your life between 60 and 79. That's when you should be working toward retirement. They put the links that have virus in that chat. Thanks for telling me that. Um, a spam bot is just it's just a I don't know who's putting them in there. It's just a crazy looking link. It looks like it's foreign. We all have them. That's right. Brother Mel knows. So those funny names, misspelled, posting a bunch of letters, those are spam bots. Now, can't can't delete them. We could ignore them. But again, life is going to throw you a lot of curveballs. And this is why you need to compete in order to navigate life. And I'm just going to say this, life is not going to be fair. There's just going to be some of us who are going to get it and some of us who aren't. And if you're not willing to compete, you're going to be left out. I mean, if you think about it, in everything we do, there's always competition. There's competition to be the best, starting with YouTube. I mean, the biggest competition, you can see it right in your face. Yeah, thanks for telling me that, Alice. I will definitely report them. I know there's some other channels that have had spam bots. I had it on my last stream as well. And I will definitely write to YouTube and have them get rid of these spam bots. They can be annoying, but I don't get as many of them as other channels. But again, with the competition is always going to be fierce. And as parents, we have to teach our kids that they're going to have to compete. You can't just come in last and expect to get a trophy. And unfortunately, we've actually allowed that to happen. And so we're giving the kids the impression that we don't have to compete. Yes, you do have to compete. You have to compete. That's right. Shout out, subscribe to Little Big Nate's channel. Drop the chat in there. That what your moderators are for. We got you 411. Yes, that's correct. That's correct. And all of you are doing a good job. All of you are doing a good job. And keep on doing that good job for me because you all are my audience, and it's very hard to do this by yourself, especially if you're doing it with one laptop. Some people are doing it with two monitors. But again, competition. We all have to understand that the world is competitive. We want to be the best. And some of us will do anything to be the best, even if it's sleazy out here. Look at the politicians. You have a lot of individuals out here that are not honest people. I see it when I go to work. Even when you go in a workplace, you're going to have individuals that are going to even snitch on you if you're doing something, but all along they're doing something. You have individuals with agendas. That's right. Life is one big competition. Some of us come out as winners and some don't, but it's the taking part that defines us. That's correct. That's also correct. Competition also builds character. And a lot of us don't have that character because we don't want to compete. And let me tell you something, competition also takes work. And when I compete, I'm competing against that other person to be the best. Now, I'm not trying to take anything from that other person. I'm trying to be the best. Because there's always going to be somebody in life. Now, you think of the drug game, and I hate to use that analogy, but there's always somebody. If you're at the top, there's always going to be somebody that's trying to knock you down so they could be at the top. It's a vicious cycle. Competition does bring the best out in us, but it can also bring the worst out in us, depending on what your agenda is. And getting power is competitive because in order to get power, you have to take power from the present power. And this is why we talk about the government so much, because as regular men and women, many of us don't understand power. Power is more than just delegating. Power is responsibility. Power is different leadership styles, but it's competitive as well. Just because you have a job, you're going to be competing against individuals on your same team. If I'm playing football and I want that captain spot, I'm going to have to compete for that captain spot. That's true. Be careful who you tread on getting to the top because they will whoop your ass on the way down. Well, that's true too. That's true too. They will do that. But if you're up there, in order to keep people from taking your position, you cannot be, in my humble opinion, don't get lazy. You got a number of people, they get to the top, they start relaxing. No, you have to continue to be a creator. Because once you get complacent, you become a weakness. And when you become a weakness, this is when people are going to step all over you. Being short like me, the competition, we're being able to get short legs to go faster and make a way to reach the top with short arms. Facts, even if you have a handicap, even if you're short, if you know how to compete, you can compete. You just have to find different ways of competing. I mean, I'm 5'7", 5'8" myself, but can I navigate myself through life? Absolutely. It's a very easy thing to do, but it takes strategy. Even getting a business. And see, a number of individuals, they never get what they want out of life because they just don't want to compete. They don't want to do the work. When I say work hard, you also have to work smart too. You have to know when to use your tools and when not to use your tools, and you have to pick your battles. Again, competition is always going to be fierce no matter what you do in life. And you're going to have people out there who are going to be dishonest. You have to know how to look and read people. Look at people and read people because they don't want you taking their place either. But you have to know what you want out of life. Salute. Happy New Year, Citizen Lou. I'm going to be dropping a link pretty soon. Give me another 20 minutes. I'm talking about competition right now. Again, Citizen Lou, he was in the Navy. He's doing IT, just like Theo. And there's competition in that field that he's doing. And you have to know what you want within that field. And now you can alleviate a lot of competition if you pick fields that have a lot of opportunities. And where you're going to survive without a lot of competition is getting into a specialized field. And if you can do that, you don't have to worry. But however, you have to keep yourself educated with what's going on around you. And you don't have to go to college to do any of this. And I say this because our education system hasn't taught us how to be responsible human beings. That's for our parents to do. And some great advice. Stop telling people your vision because most people are not going to see it. That's fact too. That's fact. And that's a good thing you said, Brother Mel, because to me, you should be the only one to know your vision. Now, you know your agenda, and at the end of the day, you start giving your ideas away, people are going to take your ideas. Now, you look at YouTube, there are a number of people who believe that information is coming from other people. Well, you're going to hear repetitive information. It doesn't mean that the person that you got it from was the first one to arrive at the same conclusion you did. You may have had that conclusion all the way. You just say it in a different way. And again, a lot of individuals don't understand competition, particularly Black people, because they always want to be the first to do something. Well, that's fine and dandy. However, you have to spread the wealth once in a while. And what I mean, if you are in a business, being self-employed, you're not going to make as much money as you would if you had a team around you. But again, having a team around you, you have to watch out for who's on your team, because in the end, you can't trust all the players on your team, because you have individuals that want to sabotage you, even if it's your business. And that's true. Great minds do think alike, but you have to be able to listen to one another as well. You have to know different styles of leadership. But moreover, you have to understand that the world, it's not going to give you everything that you want. And you also have to understand that life isn't fair. Also, you have to look at yourself. Okay, I'm 5'7". This next guy is, or 5'8". Next guy is 6'8", 6'9". Okay, am I going to be as good as he is in basketball? I may be able to be a point guard, but a center? No, he's got the height. You have to look at what attributes you have, but you can still compete on the level if you're willing to do it. It just takes ambition and common sense. That's all. Shout out to you, Latin Patriot. I'm glad you made it to the live. Again, I have audience members dropping in. Welcome to the live and Happy New Year. I have moved my live streams to Fridays. I thought it was a better idea, and I'm going to keep it here on Fridays. Now on Wednesdays, I do have a call-in show. Welcome to call in 215-383-5785. I'm going to get that set up. That's my Blog Talk Radio show. And of course, I'm doing other content on my other channel, the Mind of STEM channel. And yes, facts. A good teacher is always teachable. The day we think we know it all, that's true. We don't know it all. That's a good point. That's a good point. Lat Patriot says, Happy New Year to everyone. It's already New Year's in Genevieve's town. It's 12:42 in her neck of the woods. Mel says, I better get my New Year's kisses from you ladies. Well, you're all in the chat. Again, welcome to the chat. But again, guys, we all have to understand that competition is not bad. Competition is not bad. But you have to understand that we have different talents, and we're all not going to get a trophy for coming in last place. Now, what I will learn if I come in last place and I see that first place team, I'm going to ask myself, well, what do I have to do to come in first place next year? I have to work a little harder and a little smarter. That's what I have to do. And for too long, we've gotten individuals very complacent, thinking that they don't have to do anything. I'm sipping port and lemon. I will not be answerable tonight for my actions. Well, be safe wherever you are, because I know in about 4 hours and 17 minutes, you're going to have individuals here on the Eastern time zone. They're going to be let loose as well. I'm failing. We learn what we need to do to win. That's right. And failing. That's a good point, Alex, that you make, because failing is not such a bad thing. I can remember, and this is absolutely true, I can remember taking a Calculus 2 class twice. I got a D the first time, and then I got a B the second time. Now, what did I do that was different? I studied harder. I practiced more problems. And when it came to Calculus 3, I withdrew, I failed, and I got a B the second time. I just had to work a little harder. And sometimes you're going to have to work a little harder, a little smarter. Again, everybody does not have a 150 or 160 IQ, but you don't need that. What you need is perseverance. You need to understand common sense. You don't even have to have a college degree to do what I do. Now, if you're going to be an engineer, yes, your requirement is to have a degree, but to live everyday life, you don't need a college degree. You're getting your education by on-the-block training. And this is why, if you're going to make it in life, you need to understand your government. A lot of us don't understand our government. We don't. A lot of us don't understand the Constitution. Okay, what country? Everybody's got a Constitution. A lot of us don't even understand the laws. And if you look at the music out here, the music is trash out here. The music is not positive. The music is setting us back. It's basically driven by sex. I know sex sells. Hey, even in that market, even in the looks department, you're going to have to compete. And the ones who don't want to compete are going to be left out. And that's why they're upset. It's not that they can't compete. They don't want to compete. They're complacent. They're lazy. Life is going to be full of competition. And if we start telling children that from the time they're young till they reach adulthood, kids aren't going to have that problem when it comes to competition. If you want to compete, the military and sports, that's the best place to go. Why? Well, I know in the military, you learn lots of responsibility, because in order to make that next rank, you have to do what's required. That's it. I was told, even if I don't know, that just gives me the opportunity to learn how. And also ask for help too. A lot of us are too prideful. I know I've been there myself. And when we get too prideful, we get bullheaded. Hey, if you don't know something, you don't know something. And also in the competitive world, you need to be technologically savvy. You still need to write notes down because you have to track everything. You still have to understand life. And that's a good question to ask. I know the manosphere was brought up. What are individuals doing in their real lives when they're not on YouTube? That's the question. Many of them, I'm just going to say this, many of them don't have lives. That's why they spend their time here on YouTube. Now, are some of them trying to look for the trinkets? They are. Some of them are working way too hard. But see, if you have a life outside of working YouTube, or outside of YouTube, you can help yourself out a lot better. You can make money on the outside. You can make money on the inside. And yes, a closed mouth doesn't get fed, but a wide open mouth catches flies. Moderation is the key. And you don't hand somebody a fish, because if you hand somebody a fish, you control how much fish you can give somebody. But if you teach a person how to fish, they can fish for a long time. We need to keep that cliche in motion too, because I'm going to put a little politics in this one. Government programs make people lazy as well. This is why you see a lot of help wanted signs out there. But what's happening is you have a number of establishments that are closing down or closing early because they can't get enough staff. Why? Because they don't want to work. But people want to eat. They want to drive nice cars. They want to spend money where they want to spend money. You have to work for your money. Nothing is free. There's no such thing as a free lunch. All the government programs that we have, or the safety net that we have, somebody is paying for it. People like us who are working, we are paying taxes for it. We have to compete every year. And something I didn't mention about competition. Competition takes sacrifice as well. If you want to be the best track star, you're going to have to train hard. If you're going to be a good architect, you're going to have to be a great designer. This is why it's important to have a two-parent family. You have something to teach, two sides of the same coin. That's true. You have a balanced kid with a two-parent. Well, you have to make sure that both parents are functioning, because I've also seen it to where some children had a two-parent household, but both parents were dysfunctional. So that child didn't benefit at all. That child was still a hoodlum. That child was still getting in trouble. So on a whole, you need to have a lot going for yourself when it comes to life. You're going to have to you're going to have to pick up some information, not just from family, but teachers, other coworkers. Now, when you get outside of family, that's where it gets tough. Now, stable family is a good start, because other people aren't going to view you as important because you're their competition. This is why sometimes if you go to work, you have some individuals that don't want to give you the answer. Why? Because they're insecure, because they have this idea that you're trying to take their job away from them, which in essence, it's not true. You're just trying to be much better. And you have some people who haven't made it at all, but they want to hold you back. Yes, when renters vote for new measures, propositions for money to improve school or build a new school, the school doesn't build a new school. The only thing they do is a major upgrade. Yeah. Now, when it comes to school, again, I think we're putting too much money into education, but the education is a lot worse. The problem is, when we're dealing with politics, we're dealing with special interests like unions, big donors. That's the problem. And this is where individuals need to understand politics, and we have to be part of that. Unfortunately, okay, become enlightened right before he passes away. Okay. Yep, competition takes drive, planning, time management, knowing your boundaries. That's right. You do those items right: organization, coordination, control, you'll be in good shape. but you have to continually do them. Everything has to be consistent, and you can't be complacent. The renters don't understand now that their rents will go up because landlords need to cover the cost of the new taxes that will take 50 years to pay off from property taxes. Well, again, you had some individuals, again, they got a free ride. They didn't have to pay rent for a while. And if you notice when you go into restaurants or you go into grocery stores, the costs are much higher. Well, when they're much higher, that means there's a higher demand. Economics is about supply and demand. And also, you don't have the staff to handle a lot of what's going on in the retail and the restaurant industry. Now, as far as renting, yeah, you had some people who haven't had to pay rent for a year. And I believe California and New York, they're two of those states. The problem is people have got a free ride from that. And what that's done, it's made them very, very complacent. And again, that's why I don't trust people who are complacent. They're no help. All they're doing is being a parasite feeding off of a host. That doesn't work. You have to learn that the world owes you nothing. Only you can better your life. That's fact. That's fact. Homeowners are getting great. That's why I wouldn't buy a house at this time. And I don't have a problem with a house, Latin Patriot. Yes, you get equity from a house, but if something goes wrong in that house, you got to fix it. And we have a transient society. And here in Indiana, they're building a lot more apartments. The rent will still be due. People thought it get rid of owing rent, but all that did was put rent on hold. The bill is still due. You remember, landlords, if water and sewage and trash are included with your rent, you still have to pay that rent because they got to cover costs as well. That's right. You don't get a free ride out here. Kind of salty my whole life, purposely denied secrets. I'm I'm cool though. Thanks for your discernment. Okay. Well, I'm getting ready to drop the link here. Anybody wants to come on up? Hold on one more moment. Also, again, like, share, and subscribe to my channel, the 401 Talk Zone Radio Show. I just dropped the link. If anybody wants to come on up, I would like for you all to come on up. I've been on an hour. I've done my monologue. Now it's time to get the discussion. Again, what I'm talking about is I'm talking about competition, education, a little government, and we will talk other open topics that are beneficial to us. No gossip here, no beef here, but that's what I'm talking about. So if you have a topic in hand, there's a Constitution, put that in there as well. Welcome to, welcome to the panel.
Well, Happy New Year for
Well,
one more.
well, Happy New Year to you, Alice. And
That's
by the way,
it.
you had a good panel as well. You guys, in Trailerhood, we need to keep talking about that Constitution as well. So you gotta bring that to life as well. And
Yeah, there is a lot of when you look at all this stuff on YouTube, you can get lost in the sauce. You know what I'm saying?
oh
I
yeah,
it's like it's I've been learning this year because this is the first year I've actually like went on panels and stuff like that, and I'm starting to like it's just strange the way everything's set up. But you do got to be careful who you let on the panel because they there is a lot of trolls and they don't mean you any good. So yeah, but with the competition stuff, I've learned I've learned this. Okay, I've always been short, so Like I guess because I've had brothers, it's like it was always a competition because I knew I wasn't gonna get any bigger. So I was like, no, you can't tell me I can't do this. So it was like being short like me, it's like there's always been that fire up under me that I
Right.
want to prove everybody wrong. To the point sometimes I've been saying.
No, that's good because when you understand that there's competition out here, life is going to be a lot easier for you. But unfortunately, the left, and I hate to throw politics in it, they've actually reduced competition by wanting to just throw money at the problem. You look at the education system. That's why nobody learns in school. It's become an indoctrination camp.
Well,
The
it's not
youth,
just the money 411. You think about the participation trophies they've been handing out. Like they don't give the children the opportunity to realize that there is only one winner. And it's okay if you lose. You live to fight another day. And in that losing, you grow. Okay?
right?
It's like they want the kids to stop growing, striving. They don't want champions anymore.
No, they don't. And now this has been going on for quite a long time. I know when my son played soccer, I pulled him off the soccer team a long time ago because what happened was they were giving everybody a trophy. His team came in first place, but the last place team got a trophy. I said I wasn't going for that. You work hard to make the grade you got. If you didn't make the grade, you didn't work hard enough. You don't get the same reward as somebody who put in the work.
Yeah, because I was looking at that equity stuff, right? Because
Yes.
did you look? I've been looking at the policies because I've been doing a lot of research lately on policies and
Right.
what have been implemented. Like in one state, I think it was Colorado. I was looking at their policies. They had, I don't know, 600 and something bills that went in, and
Right.
then only 119 of those bills got vetoed or didn't go in. So that means like 400 or something had gone through. And it's like the way they have set up our policies, they had a whole section just for equity. And equity is about equal outcome, right? But
Right.
the only thing that every human being equally has an outcome of is death, in all honesty, because nobody's built the same, nobody's the same height, nobody has the same weight. I mean, we're all going to have different struggles, we're all going to have different abilities and inabilities to do things. We're not all the same. And to
That's
present
correct.
this idea that everybody should get a trophy, everybody should be on the same level is just not logical. It's a dystopia view. If we're all the same, then we are a monolith. And if we are a monolith, there's no individuality.
Right. And I think the government and and I know this goes way back to the Federalists. They were wrong about the government as well. In my humble opinion, and the government that we have, they don't really know what's going on out here. They're all for themselves, and they want now. Listen, they want equity with us, but they want to
But
take
not
control of
them.
everything. That's right. You know
No,
how that's right.
I think this is like when they decided to make like our government. It was a test run, okay? Because everything else, when they set up our government, it was like they took ideas from other different branches of different types of government, and they tried to combine it. And it's been trial and error with this whole existence of America, if you think about it. But it was just built on one idea, being able to pursuit of life, liberty, happiness, and freedom.
Now
Okay.
you know where our actual government came from. It came from Italy. Italy is a republic, and then we got. So you're right, because part of our government we're under a republic because we're a republic of laws. We're a democratic republic, but then we have a parliamentary system that we got from England. So we took what Europe had and then we brought it here and we tried to utilize it for checks and balances. But do you see checks and balances working? They don't work.
They do work. It's just they don't work them. That's the problem. Even our people that run our government have got lazy. They have got so big headed that they think that they're not supposed to be accountable to the people. And what I think it is because they have made being a politician a career. It was never meant to be a career. It was supposed to be like a service job. Like certain people, that's why we have to work towards term limits. There's a term limit on the president. There should be term limits on like the governors and everything else. There's term limits on governors, but we've got these career politicians. Like, look at how long Nancy Pelosi's been in office. Once you get to a certain age, there should be a cutoff point. We shouldn't have a man that's in his almost 80s running our country when he doesn't even know where the hell he's at.
No, and you know you're right, Alice, about term limits. But guess who's going to run all these term limits? Just the legislative branch. You think they're going to cut their job? No, but that is true because in the state of Virginia, and I used to live in the state of Virginia, the governor only gets one term in the state of Virginia. One term.
Well,
Now the governor's going to run again, but not two consecutive terms though. He has to go one term. And
yeah,
then
because you talk about the competition, okay? When we get stagnated and we don't allow for new ideas and stuff like that, when we get stagnated, right? Because they keep these career politicians, it shuts down competition. They get stagnated, they get comfortable, and they should never feel comfortable to be in that seat because it's not a permanent seat. The only permanent seats we have in our government is the Supreme Court. Like once you get to the Supreme Court, it's a lifelong job. That's what the problem is. The people have to hold the people that are in office accountable. But how do we do that when they've put so many policies in place? So I've been looking at the problem. The problem is we have too many policies. We've got too many programs. And if you think about it, you was talking about the school, okay?
yes,
They've implemented so many policies in our actual education system. It's it's hard to get through all of them. Like in Georgia, I was looking at all the policies we have for our education system. A lot of them are unnecessary and they distract from the real issue. The information that they're teaching is not worth learning.
yeah, down
They're
there you
not
got
teaching them to balance the checkbook. They're not teaching them life skills anymore. Nothing. It's just a whole bunch of garbage.
right now down in Georgia. I believe you have a governor's race this year. Stacey Abrams wants to run for governor again in Georgia.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
yeah, I'm hearing that. Now you also have Vernon Jones. Uh, I would definitely, since you're smart out there, I would definitely start teaching individuals about what's going on because a number of us really don't know anything about politics, even when you go to college. Now, I work for a politician. There's a lot of money involved when it comes to campaigning. Also, you have to have certain issues. Politicians don't campaign on all their issues. They campaign on a few issues. And when it comes to debating, most of these debates, whether it's Democratic or Republican, many of them don't even have a clue of what they're talking about because they've never implemented it, especially these career politicians. They don't know what it is when it comes to setting up a job. Many of them haven't worked a regular job in their life. Many of them took the easy way out and they don't want to compete. That's why they stay politicians all their lives. They're career bureaucrats.
Well, I look at it like this. You don't look at party, you look at policy.
Right,
Okay, I was telling this to Ladden yesterday, or early this morning. I can't remember. But, okay, politician, the first three letters is POL, right?
right.
Pollution, what is the first three letters?
POL,
POL. Okay, population, what's the first three letters?
POP.
POL. Okay, what's the first three letters of politics? POL.
Right.
Okay, so what do we have? We have a whole bunch of political politicians that pollute the population with their politics. So, and then you look at policy. What is policy? The first three letters of policy,
POL.
POL. So, all these P words, they all amount to something. All right. When I talk to people about politics, I like to focus on policy, because even it doesn't matter which side of the spectrum, like as the political spectrum, if we get away from what they're trying to put into practice or into law, we get distracted. See,
Absolutely.
that's why there's so many policies now, is because we've been paying attention to party, not policy.
Right. And everything is partisan right now. That's the
Well, that's
problem.
what they say. So if it's partisan, they are the same, right? Doesn't partisan mean the same?
Well, bipartisan means yeah, it does. But when everything is partisan, you're right, because the Democrats, okay, they're going to vote on what they believe is best without Republican support. That's what happened to Obamacare. They didn't have any Republican support. So that was a partisan bill. One party did it. When it comes to the bipartisan, like the infrastructure bill, and God help, I didn't even like that infrastructure bill. Me and Angry Snowman dissected that infrastructure bill. It was bipartisan. However, very little money I saw went into infrastructure. It went into other items, and this is why those bills. That's another thing. We have to watch what they're putting in these bills. We have to be able to read them, and a lot of us.
And they're trying to make it where we can't read it. 411. I mean, like I look at some of these policies they've been implemented, okay, like with this pandemic, all right? They put everything under, like when I'm looking up trying to find out where how we got these mandates and everything, I have to actually put in health bills, and then I have to put in public safety. Now, when you put in public safety, all of this stuff just pops up. Then you go to health bills, right? And then a
Right,
whole nother section pops up. I mean, what they're doing is they're putting it under the title of safety and health. But who health and whose safety is it really, who's it really helping? It's not helping us, because it keeps us from doing things. Like when they said that was essential workers, what job isn't essential? Everybody's got to pay bills.
right.
So when they implemented that essential workers, what do you I didn't understand. What do you mean certain people are essential? Don't everybody have damn bills?
That's right.
Like,
Happy New Year! Shout out to Theo Wolf in the building. Yeah.
so,
You,
their language does matter. See, what I noticed, like, because I'm registered as independent. Okay, so when the elections come, I get material from both sides. All right, so I get to see both sides. When you register as a Republican, you only get Republican ads.
right.
When you register as a Democrat, all you get is Democratic ads. But when you register as an independent, you get to see both sides. And see, that's why a lot of people are clouded in their thinking, is because they're only seeing one side of the politics. If we get
Yeah.
where we only become a echo chamber, and we're not open to look at the other side and decipher which one sounds more coherent than the other, then we're not we're closing down competition.
Well, that's true, but the let's be honest, the left side of the political spectrum, they don't want competition. and that's why
Yes,
they're
they want to
trying.
shut it down.
Right. Well, even if you look on YouTube here, you have certain sector that wants to shut one sector down because they don't want to hear what the other sector says. That's that's tyranny. Look at people like Hugo Chavez. That's what they wanted because you know what? They don't want that competition. Because see,
Yeah, they
having
want to shut down. What is it? They want to shut down the opposition
right because the opposition is going to challenge your talking points.
and challenge their actual thought process, and they don't want to challenge their thinking because they're set in their ways. Therefore, they're unteachable, unreachable. That's why I said, being a good teacher is always being a good student.
Right.
The day we stop learning is the day that we stop growing.
All right, I dropped the link in the chat. Uh, we're talking about politics, but we're basically focused on competition. Let me give a shout out to my boy Studio Ryu for the $10 cash app. Thank you, appreciate it. Happy New Year to all here on welcome to the 401 Talk Zone radio show. And like I said, I thank you all because you all could be anywhere else. I moved the chat to Fridays because it's much easier for me to do. But yes, uh, also what's going on, Alice, with the politics is you have a lot of consultants out here, special interest groups out here, and they're getting some of that money as well. It's a big money
What are
grab.
they called? Lobbyists? Are they called lobbyists?
Lobbyists, yes. I mean
Yeah, that's right.
everybody has lobbyists out there, and just voting alone isn't going to help us. We have to become part of the lobbyists or start our own lobbyist groups. But we have to be well organized, well financed, and we have to have an issue that the politician is willing to listen to. That's the problem. They, it's
Well,
really
I
about
think like when you pay attention to politics, all right, they're selling themselves, okay? So you
right.
have to be able to look past the sales pitch and actually look at what product. That's why I look at policies. I'm like, I hear what you're saying, but what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? It's like they want us to watch their mouth while they got their hand behind their back and they got a little rabbit, all right? But we don't know they got a rabbit. We don't know what that rabbit's going to do, but yeah, they got us so mesmerized by their speeches, we're not paying attention to what they're doing with the rabbit.
Right. Well, that is true. We do need to understand policies, and a lot of people just don't understand policies, like the Second Amendment. We have to understand that we need the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment is supposed to protect us really against the government. That's what the Second Amendment's for. The free speech. Okay, free speech should be protected regardless of who said it. But the problem is we keep hiding everything under racism, under sexism, and that's where the left is driving the narrative here.
That's to shut down conversation. Okay,
Right.
it's tactics for the conversation to end when they uh what is it, like a hurt dog will holler. Okay, so what will a dog do to get your attention? He will holler. All
Yep.
right, but is he hollering for a justified reason is the question. So
Well, absolutely.
yeah, because I've had people come at me, basically they'll try to shut down my thought process or what I'm saying, and because they don't like what I'm saying. All right, instead of giving me the opportunity to finish what I'm saying, they shut down the conversation because then that makes them question what they're saying. Like that's why debates are necessary for the growth of thought. We have to debate whether we like them or not. We have to give them the opportunity to speak because they might be able, something that they might say might make sense even if it's insane.
Well, no, but even debating, one thing I always believed in because when I went to college, I was on a debate team. I always brought out some charts and some trends to show you something. See, a number of individuals are debating back and forth, and they're telling, "Well, your plan won't work. His plan won't." Well, how do you know? Did you try it out yet? This is the problem, and this is where politicians in debates fail. Okay, you have to look at what the politicians, like you said, policies, what they are voting for, what they voted on, and you have to look at their record. Let's say if they're running for a national office, well, look at their record. Let's say if they've been a career politician and they came from the state level or the local level, look at how they voted. And I just don't believe a number of people are doing that much research. I mean, they hear what the politician is saying, but they don't look at what the politician is doing. And that's a problem.
It's because people have got lazy. 411.
Complacency.
Laziness.
Yeah.
Yes. They're so gun ho on listening to the sales pitch because they have made us creatures of commercial activity,
Right.
consumers. Okay, when we become consumers, we're consuming. But what are we consuming? It's like people don't take the time to just sit back and say, well, why are they presenting this to me? What have they done? Has anything that they have voted on actually brought any value to our lives? That's what people need to. It takes. It's not easy doing all the research. Okay, nothing easy. Nothing like that's worth having will be easy. Okay, nothing worth promoting, if it's worth something, is going to be just easily found. You have to work for it. Like you said, you have to work.
Right, right.
You
And
have
that's
to
the
work.
right. And that's the thing about politicians. You're gonna have to make, I mean, correction, competition. You're gonna have to make some sacrifices. And I just don't believe a number of people are ready or they don't want to make sacrifices because a number of people are very selfish as well. Even the politicians out there. Okay, if you think about it, okay, I- now a politician where they do make their sacrifices is if they're out on a campaign trail. Now that is a lot of work on a campaign trail, but you have to have the right staff in place that's going to do the research for you. They're going to have to set up your speeches for you. They're going to have to set up your travel schedule, and that's why I was telling you earlier. It takes a team. Like even running your own YouTube channel. Um, I could not run my channel without having good moderators in here. It just wouldn't work out because if I have to do it all myself, and I still make mistakes. You think about it. We still are going to make mistakes. We still are going to fail in some areas. But just like you said, failing is okay because failure is a way to learn. A lot of us don't look at it that way. Yeah, it hurts when you fail, but you learn something. You learn, okay,
Yeah, a lot of people don't like the idea of failure. They think that some people, when they look at failure, they like, oh, it's the end of the world. No, okay. Millionaires didn't become millionaires because they got it right the first time. You know what I'm saying? It's trial and error with everything. And I've been watching you since you started, streaming and everything. And at first you was nervous, but look at you now. Look at you now, 411. You're doing great, man. You
oh, I
got
make my mis-
comfortable.
you know what it is though with me. See, I've done content for what? Yeah, I was nervous, and you know who actually started me into who got me into doing streams? Nate did. See, Nate, he was doing 4 streams a week, and I was just doing regular content. And I'm doing this content right now without any notes, okay? No notes at all. I did an hour of dialogue or monologue without any notes. I just picked the topic out of thin air and I said, we're going to talk about competition tonight because I just believe that a number of people still don't understand competition. They look at competition as being bad. Are there some people who are going to capitalize? Yes. However, if you want to capitalize, you can't sit on a bench and complain. You have to get out there and get your hands dirty. That's what competition is about. I mean, if I'm running a 100-yard dash, I may not win that 100-yard dash, but I'm going to
But you got to
compete.
get up and actually run it.
That's that is what I've been saying, and even in the education system, instead of them bringing out the critical race theory, bring back some civics. In fact, my school, Purdue, is actually bringing back civics because they found out that a number of students who graduate don't even know who the vice president is. They don't even know the three branches of government. They don't even know the Constitution. I mean,
they don't even know how policy works or
no,
how
they don't.
policies are implemented or how laws are made or it's amazing when I talk to some people they don't understand the process, and I don't treat them like they're idiots. Okay, I'm like, okay, if you don't understand, let me show you. And that's what I think is the problem. A lot of people are like, oh, you why don't you know, instead of just being understanding. Maybe they weren't taught. So you have to get outside yourself to realize maybe they weren't taught that. So you give them the opportunity. And
Theo,
I think that
hey, Theo said go to Champaign Urbana instead. That's where he went to college out there. Yeah,
really,
yeah, that's
I've
where the
never heard of that college.
University of Illinois, the Fighting Illini.
Oh, is it Illinois? Oh, Illinois. Oh, he gave it another name.
They're called. Hey Theo, Purdue won yesterday. Okay, we got there. Don't abuse yourself at Purdue. He's making fun of my school because I go to Purdue. We won yesterday.
I thought Purdue was a
Theo,
chicken company.
Theo, all the way live, Purdue. Actually, you're talking about Frank Purdue? Yeah, it was. It's out of Salisbury, Maryland. Yes. Yes.
They got good chicken.
Yeah, they do have good chicken, Purdue does, but yes, but individuals, like I said, when we go to college, uh and trust me, I just finished a college course myself, and I was the one that was doing all the writing papers. And we had to do a speech. And I can tell you, because I did all the work for the group, you know what happened, Alice? Our speech turned out horrible. I'll be honest. Our speech, I mean, my part was good. I mean, Tommy Jean viewed it, and she does all the, when I make some mistakes, she'll tell me about it. And see, we also got to be part of competition is taking some criticism too, constructive criticism. Like, okay,
Yeah, that word right there. Nobody wants to accept that word anymore. That what is it?
but
Constructive criticism.
but you
That
know what?
word.
It's constructive. It's let me tell you something, and I appreciate you because you and brother Angry Snowman, you guys and gals, you do a good job, and Jenny V. I know some people they don't recognize you. I appreciate you for coming on to my chats because you add an element.
I just like I like your content because you actually break it down, and you're calm. Okay, so when you're calm and you're not all screaming and yelling, and you're not and you actually break it down, it makes it easier for people to understand. And with the debates that you was talking about, how you like to actually show, I think that because they're not making people during the debate to actually bring the receipts, that's where it's causing confusion. If you're going to present something, you should have the receipts on why you think the way you do, or why you're presenting this, or why you think it works. The charts do make your debate better because now you have an actual diagram.
Now you know who
Those
actually
are important.
Yeah, you know who actually brought charts to a debate? He ran against the first George Ross Perot, and I understood everything he was talking about. And see, your regular politicians, and I can tell. I think most of your politicians, they're probably good with foreign affairs, okay, but when it comes to economics, they're horrible because they don't know how the market is running because unless they're doing some insider trading, which is totally illegal. That's what Martha Stewart got in trouble for. She lied. That's why she got in trouble. Well, most of them don't know about insider. Most of them don't know about the economics. They say they do. I mean, printing more money just lowers the value of money. But they're trying to get more money out there. They're still printing money. You go by and you look at your gas prices, they're high. You look at your food prices, they're high.
Yeah, and the reason that gas is so high is because policies. Okay, when you think about why did gas go up, it had to do with the way the policies were put in place. Okay, when you put in policies where you restrict drilling, or you put in like the what is it, the environmental things, that the stipulations on that, like the what is it, the green, the O2, the
Yeah.
going green stuff. Okay, what they do is they put more stipulations on the company, so then the company has to hire more people, and that costs them money, so then it trickles down. It's like people don't realize that, yeah, they're talking about taxing people over $400,000, but how are them people with 400,000 going to make up that money they just gave away? It's going to trickle down to the rest of us.
Right. It's
Okay,
not
so they can that they don't take that into account.
right. It's not enough of them either. A lot of people think, oh, you got a lot of millionaires. No, the higher you get, the less you have. It's it's more people in the middle. 85% of us are in the middle. So the taxes are always going to trickle down to the middle class. And this is why I always advise individuals have small business and see competition. So you have all these big companies out here. They want to buy up the small companies because they don't want that um, they don't want that competition. That's why you have a lot of monopolies and duopolies. Uh,
That's
Theo is
what
right.
Facebook,
Yeah, Theo says
like,
I
it's
just
like
earn
with
more.
Facebook, and you just earn more. But Facebook, you know what they did? They bought Instagram, and the reason they bought Instagram was to get rid of the competition. See, that's if you want to be the top, what do? You get rid of anything that could be competitive towards you. So what did Facebook do? They they pushed out MySpace, because I remember MySpace
I do
was
too.
more at what is it? That was the thing back in the early 2000s. You had MySpace, and then here come Facebook,
Hold
and
on one
then
second, Alice.
Facebook took over.
No, I just got to say that's Facebook didn't knock out MySpace. MySpace, Tom, he sold it to like this advertising company or whatever, and
Right.
they ruined it. And then Facebook came.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
who
yeah,
he put his business in hands to is what destroyed it.
You
right,
know
yeah.
who actually owns uh MySpace and still around? Justin Timberlake owns it, I believe. The singer from Memphis.
Yeah, I think yeah, I think you're right. I think he did own some stock. I think you're right. He owned a percentage of it or something like that.
Right, but it's still around.
Yeah, but
But
it's not right. It's not, yeah, because the guy who the founder, Tom, he sold it for like 800, like 800 million or something like that.
right,
And then
that's
he
a lot of
just,
cash back then.
yeah, that's a lot of cash. So he just, and then the company that bought it just let it just they just put all the ads on it and just got lame. And then Facebook came around the corner.
Wow.
Yeah, and then Facebook bought uh because they were talking about how Facebook was acting like bullies or something on the market, okay? They were like trying to take out any other competition, like that they wanted to be the monopoly, like you're saying,
Yeah,
okay?
they
The
tried to
monopoly.
buy Snapchat and they said no.
Is there another one out there that Facebook bought called WhatsApp? Did they
Yeah,
buy?
they bought WhatsApp for 16 billion.
Jesus
Um,
Christ.
yeah,
That's
So
and
what
amazing.
he did was, he, instead of competing, he just bought them out.
Well, that's a problem. They want a monopoly. There should be some antitrust laws against that. Don't we
yeah,
do have
There
antitrust?
is though.
they bought what's it called, Zynga games, like the little Facebook games you see, they bought that too.
They did?
Yeah,
Wow, I'm
yeah,
glad you guys keep me up on this. I didn't know.
and they bought the Oculus Rift, that those VR helmets, they bought that too. They own, so anytime you see those VR, that's Facebook, or excuse me, Meta owns that.
Well, they're being sued for that name. You know that, right?
Meta is?
Facebook is being sued for using that word meta. they're being sued for it because like somebody else had come up with it, and I guess there's a lawsuit against Zuckerberg because of it.
Yeah, I saw that, but the people, it's like they call them domain hoggers. Like it's like somebody had like it was something like I read it. They had a website, like they weren't really doing anything with it, but like they technically did own it. And I guess like they had communications with Facebook lawyers or something like that, and they still did it. And they said Facebook did it anyway or something like that. So I think they're gonna buy them out because it's not like they had like a real business with it. You know what I mean? They were just kind of holding the name.
Yeah, it's called, what is it, copyright infringement when you try to take someone else's name. So that's what it is. It's they're trying to get them on that copyright infringement.
Right.
Because if you already had it out there, what Facebook didn't do is you're supposed to do a trademark search to make sure that when you come out with the name of something that it's not already out there, or you can
Well,
be sued.
yeah. Well, when you go for a trademark too, yeah, you got to go with because I actually got a trademark. If you look at my website QCIS, you had to pay a lot for a trademark, and they do all the research for you, and they want to see if that design has been used. Now, for art, you go through a copyright. Now, a copyright is good for at least 70 years, where a trademark is good for 10 years.
Yeah, it's like it is expensive because like when I got the, what is it? I got a patent on something I came up with, and it was expensive. It was like $2,000 to do all
Yeah,
the
you
paperwork and
right.
all that.
And
And it was just for just for a name, okay? $2,000 just for a name,
oh, it's a
because I
name.
was gonna do T-shirts and everything. Because I have all the stuff, I just haven't done. I be having too many projects 411. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I've
That's
got like
okay.
500,000 things going on. I just need to set, I need to get focused.
Well,
Like
you know,
that's
it's like
why I need to work on my time management.
well, it's like Citizen Lou. He's an IT guy, and I'm a civil engineer. We do YouTube, but you know, the people who I see up here every day, and Citizen Lou could probably vouch for it. He was also in the Navy, like I was. Some of these guys are up here because they. Let's just be honest. Are they really making money up there? Many of them are broken hearted. I mean, I'm not up here every day. I don't see Citizen Lou up here every day either. A lot of us aren't up here every day, but the people I see up here on live streams, 12 and 13 hours, that's ridiculous.
And my
There's
mic
only
was
so
muted.
much. There's only so much to talk about 411. I'll be like, how in the hell they do 12 hours? I'm like, I would be done lost my mind. I'd be losing my
And
mind
see,
after 4 or 5 hours.
and see, you know what happened when you be on them live streams too long? People start talking about their real life and stuff
Oh,
starting to leak out. And then that's how people you see these people exposing them. So you got I tell you, y'all gotta get off these panels. You can't be doing them marathons. Because
that's
after a
exactly
while,
that's
because
exactly what I said, Citizen Lou. That's why I said I only do one panel a week, and I'm gonna keep it to 6 people.
And
And I like
then next thing you know, you got people making streams about your stream, and they dissecting you and clipping you and making. I mean,
you ain't lying.
that's
Hey,
true. That's why we keep our channels small. When you get bigger,
and then
they will. You know,
next thing you know, you got a whole entertainment stream on what other people been saying, and I think it's because a lot of people don't think before they speak. All right, and then they get in their emotions, and the next thing you know, you got people going back and forth, and I'm like, what in the hell is this?
yeah, for I was going yeah, I don't remember that Latin Patriot. But I wanted to talk about when you were talking about the competition. I was doing
yes,
some.
sir.
I wanted to come up a little early. I was just getting something finished. But man, so I want to bring YouTube in because
Go ahead.
Alice brought up she made me think about some stuff, man. Because like, so I started taking my YouTube channel a little bit more serious this year. I actually just hit 700 subs, right? And
And you have yeah, everybody in the chat or brother Citizen Lou, could you spam your channel in the chat? I want everybody to support your channel.
Oh, I appreciate it. Okay, I'll definitely do that.
I think I believe I rinsed you up.
No, yeah,
I
you
know.
did. You did. I appreciate it.
Yeah, put your channel in there. I want everybody to support your channel.
No, I appreciate it. And you know what, for this what it was, man. I told myself, man, I was looking at it for one. I was like, man, these nigga marathon panels, they not, they're not like productive for one. Because somebody told me, man, you got to really kind of put out that content. You got to keep putting out content. Like it got to be good content, and you have to like put some time and work into it, right?
You do, yeah.
Because if you got to work on the thumbnail and stuff like that, it's work. You gotta compete. And I'm looking at people who like are big and stuff like that. I'm not trying to compare myself, but you gotta like put up content and it can't just be just because if you got like if all your channel is just 6 hours live streams, constant live streams, your channel's not gonna grow because like nobody's gonna just come to your channel just to like they don't know you like that. Like it's hard to grow. You know what I'm saying? So like that like everybody can't start out as Kevin Samuels, you know what I'm saying? Like he had pre-recorded and all that stuff prior. Like
Well, you know what I have, and I still do it, Citizen Lou. I still do pre-recorded content.
right. And the thing is, I mean, if you got people supporting, I mean, people sharing your live stream, that works too, right? I mean, you gotta work. I mean, you have to like network, you gotta put like you spam your channel and other stuff.
Yeah.
You gotta work. It's just doing something, not just lollygagging and stuff like that. That's just wasting time. That's how I was looking at it.
Well,
And
that's true, brother. But you got a number of jealous brothers, even the ones who are bigger channels. They don't want to spam the small guy's channel because they're afraid the small guy is going to take his audience. But I learned, okay, what we do, and I call people like me, you, because I'm actually on the other side of the manosphere. I'm not on the pro-black side of the manosphere. I'm with the clues and the trays. Well, we can go out to other audience. It doesn't have to be just a black audience, and that's what a number of the black people do. It's just a small sector,
right.
And also you got to have another channel as well. Like I got a second channel, and when I don't do a live stream, because I said I'm only going to do one live stream a week, and do a blog talk. I moved it to Fridays. You gotta take it seriously because I wasn't. I'd started taking mine seriously too, getting the right thumbnails. It's a lot of work.
Right. And you know what? I think, Edward Adams, he did say that he was like, man, if you're a content creator, like you should at least use this space to at least like if you got something to say, we should support everybody to at least get you to like 1,000 the way you could get monetized, right? Like everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like we should do that. And then once you get
Well,
oh go ahead.
Citizen Lou, like with yours, if you like what I found is how you got the option for shorts and stuff like that. You could pick up more people if you would just like say you want to do something about Spanish, like you like to cover the language stuff. You could do little shorts because there's so many options on this YouTube app. Like doing shorts, and you can have a community tab. There's so many options to build your content in your channel. It's just I do the shorts. That'll pick up more people because people mostly are scrolling on YouTube and they look at these shorts more than anything because I get more sent to me on the shorts part than the channels. And
Right.
it's
I
just
see
like
you do a lot of
30
shorts.
seconds. Like, yeah, I've been doing them because I be finding TikTok. But you just have to be careful. You have to put, if it has music or something on it, you have to put, I don't own the copyright to the music, or they'll put a copyright
Right.
mark on it.
Now,
But yeah,
now
that'll
last
help build it too.
But you know what,
It's
Alex?
about advertising.
I'm
right.
working on I'm working on the short right now. It's like a tech related because you know what I like you said, like just keep putting out content, keep getting better, and you find your lane. And Latin picture, yeah, you're right. It's 4,000 watch hours. You got to have
Yes,
4,000
4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subs. And the funny thing about it, Latin Patriots said something real good. They're afraid of sharing smaller guys' channels, but what they don't realize is they will also grow that way too. And they actually were small. And some people forget about that, and folks don't mention they don't get monetized just getting 1,000 subs. They don't. says they had to have 1,500 view hours. I thought it was 4,000 view hours.
No, it is. It's 4,000. It's 1,000
So that
subscribers and
explains
4,000.
the long streams then.
Yeah, because that does
Yeah,
get the hours up. That does keep the hours.
it does get the hours up, but what I do, just like you talk about tech, brother Lou, I have a smaller channel. I talk about different science, technology, engineering, and math. And I always tell people to go to that channel. If you all can spam that channel in there for me too, the Mind of STEM channel. That's my second channel. And I try to share that on LinkedIn and Twitter. Um, that's a good channel because I talk about engineering. I talk about a little bit. I give an overview like IT, where you would give the overall uh, definition of IT. I just give you an overview so they go right over there to you and you can give a better explanation because IT is a STEM subject.
Right.
So that's
Well,
what I'm
I
doing.
found that with like you're talking about IT stuff, the instructional videos, my kids, I never thought, when I was growing up, I thought cartoons was just like cartoons, right? But there is a little boy, I think his name's Ryan or something,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. The toy reviews. Yeah.
all he does is test toys, and people my kids love watching him play with toys. I said, why don't y'all just play with toys? No, because he's telling us how it works. And if that'd be another option for y'all. If you wanted to do tech stuff, you could make little shorts explaining the tech. And people always like looking at different ways people interpret it, or actually their understanding of it, and that'll get more views also. It's like the instructional videos, because I use YouTube mostly when I'm working on my car and stuff, or
Right.
like when I was trying to build a chicken coop. I looked up a video on YouTube because it was so expensive buying a chicken coop. They wanted like $400 or $500. I said, "Oh hell no! Let me find some scrap wood." But that's just me, okay? But yeah, Sister Lou, since you do all that Spanish stuff, you could do the shorts, and that'll build up your views, and that'll build up your viewers, because there is a lot of people that want to know how to speak Spanish. I check out your stuff just to see your aspect on it, and the way you say it makes it easier for me because I have a problem with pronouncing things.
Right.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Like I
Nah,
said, my
And
second.
some people will listen to your stuff just for the Spanish, or they'll listen for your other stuff. I look at everybody's content and what can I use, and then if I can't use it, I leave the rest. I take what I can't. I take what I need, and then I leave the rest.
What I did, I just spammed my second channel in there. It's a Mind of STEM. It's my mind from my Mind of STEM channel. It's a video I did yesterday, and you just click that link, you'll go see other stuff I have on that channel. It's a smaller channel, but it's a channel that uh, I like to get away from talking about women all day and black women all, because to me that's not. And I'm pretty sure you're like that, brother Lou, too. It gets boring. I can't see how people could sit up all day and I can't do it.
I can't do it either. I can't, brother. Cause brother 401, I made a stream. I had just got off the stream actually when you were on, and
Oh,
I was talking about the
let me know when you go live again so I can hit that panel. Yeah,
No, you're right. I gotta come up with a schedule. I gotta be more, be a schedule. But it was about like the black male unemployment rate,
right.
and I
That's some
feel
good
like that's something.
content.
Yeah, I just felt like that's something that we should talk about skills more. Like I mean, like you said, just talking about women all day. That's
Oh,
some
I
that,
can't
that
do it.
that's some barbershop talk type. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like
can't do that
they
anymore.
get
I'll
it's
talk
getting too
about the
old.
behavior, but you're not going to change it for
You know
psychology.
what, the solution to the unemployment is just simple. Get your ass a job. I mean, some of this stuff that they talk about, I'm like, the solution's right in front of you. Like, it boggles my mind. Like, we're talking about these issues, and there is solutions. It's just like they're going around the whole idea. How do you stop unemployment? You teach people skills and you get them back to work.
Well, yeah, that's true. That is certainly true. But we have a cast of characters out here that doesn't want to work. They've been making more money from the government benefits than they would if they were working. And what that's doing, it's raising the cost of goods and services, and it's also having businesses close a little earlier because they don't have any staff. Do you know who made a lot of money during COVID, by the way? The fast food restaurants. And
And
guess who they,
also big pharma. Who
they
else? The
oh yeah,
politicians didn't go broke. Everybody else did. You know, they had all these ideas of essential work. Like I was telling you, man, what work is not essential?
I
Everybody
don't
has
understand that.
bills.
Yeah,
I-
everybody's work is essential. In fact, I know I ordered from Grubhub or what is that other one? DoorDash. That's expensive.
Well, I live so far out, they don't come out, and it'd be so expensive just to bring it out.
Oh,
Like
it's
the pizza
expensive.
place won't even come to my house. I was like, all right. So like where I work at a gas station, but it's also a kitchen. It's like a
Yeah, yeah,
country
yeah. By
store.
the way, you working at the gas station. Gene told me to pass this word. You be safe at the gas station. You got a lot of loony bins out here, and
Oh, you wouldn't believe the characters I have seen. I've seen
yeah,
I call
that's
them I call them mess bunnies is what I
yeah.
call
Well,
them. They're like tweaking and they be coming in there trying to ring up stuff and they can't even stand still. I said, "What?" I said, "Are you okay, honey?" I don't try to be mean to them, you know what I'm saying? But I realize that people really have become detached. Like they're so surprised I'm nice to them. They're
well,
like, "You actually asked me my how my day was?" Like,
they're playing
yeah,
on
like
social
how was your
media.
day?
Social media has done that too, and this is why I know Citizen Lewis talked about it, and I know I talked about it. That's why I said, okay, I wasn't doing a great schedule for myself either. So I said, okay, instead of having my live stream on Wednesday, I'll have it on Friday. I'll keep it's much easier on Friday. That way I don't have to get up and go to work, but I'll do other types of content. And that's just like you, Alice. I do content. Okay. In fact, I use Zoom to do my other content. I create my own content by making PowerPoints. If you go on my Mind the STEM channel, which I just, which I just streamed. I'll put it in there again. I just spam my Mind the STEM channel. You can see all the other content that I did on there, and I've done content here. Doing content is a great thing. Um, to me, it's a lot better than live streams because a lot of people do live streams because they really don't have any talent. They like gossiping. Because I can remember when we didn't even
Yeah,
do live.
there is a lot of gossip. There is a lot of gossip.
You
You
know,
know, didn't want to get TikTok, right? But ever since I've got TikTok, it's helped. Like the option with like adding music and everything else, you can't do that on YouTube. Like I don't have that
right?
option, the studio and all that. I ain't figured out how to do that yet with my YouTube. But what it's done is like I'm able to actually I've been doing like the bills and the policies. What I'll do is I'll find the bills and then I'll clip them together so I could show people like what policies are being implemented, the bills and everything. So with the TikTok, more I've been talking more about like the policies and what the bills are because I don't see much content out there that actually covers that. So that's what I've been doing. Like when I started my YouTube, it was just like a video log of things that I had been learning. That way when I go back in a year, I can see how much I've changed or how much my thoughts have changed or have they stayed the same. It's like a measuring thing with me. Like that's the only reason I have a YouTube. It's a collection of thoughts. Like if I find a book, I'll read it, and if I think it's a good book, then I'll do a video on it.
Yeah.
Or if I write something,
Hey, Alice,
I'll put it on there.
can you spam your channel into my chat so everybody knows where to go? If you can, spam your channel. I mean, Everybody
But
who comes
that's
up
what
here,
I've been using with the TikTok is I've been finding the bills
right?
that they've been implementing. Like they had one in New York, and I don't think people knew about that one. So what I was doing was I clipped it together and put where you could find it and stuff like that. I
Okay,
think that's a good thing to do. I mean,
right,
I focus on different things, and
right. Because I know you
but
have.
Citizen Lou, like,
Okay,
why don't you get with SKC? Like when you're doing your tech thing, he's. Do you see how he the way he puts stuff together? My God, I'm like it's like a mini movie. Like
I don't know how
I'm
he does
like
it.
he's pretty. The way he does the things, like SKC, like the way he made them people dance and shit. I was like, look at that.
And see, I'm glad you said it, Alex, because I was going to touch on what 411 saying. I agree 100% with 411 saying, but like unless you like an SKC where you got the whole presentation and the effects,
Right.
live streaming ain't like you said. Like you right, a lot of people just live stream because they ain't got no talent, they ain't got really shit to talk about, they ain't got nothing really, insight. You know what I mean?
I mean,
And
how many live streams do you do, Citizen Lou, a week?
not a lot.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think one a week for me is good. I mean, because I can sum up all my content that I do because I prefer still doing content. That's what I told Little Big Ness, man. You gonna have to do some content. You know.
Yeah, because it's like in one breath, I don't like I'm with you on that. Like it's like you see it working for some, people, right, who just stick with it. But sometimes like you got certain channels like you really just go there to see the arguments and other people on the
That's,
panel. Like
yeah.
nobody's really there for you. They just know if they come to the panel, there's gonna be some going on. And it's just
No,
like I know, what I'm saying? Like, I want people to come for me for the most part. That's why I'm like you. I do like an hour monologue at least. And I'll bring people on, but then like I said, I don't try to keep it. I'm
and
trying to shorten mine down. Go ahead.
right, and always keep your panel. Like I don't have the you got to pay for the next upgrade where you have 10 people. I don't need 10 people on the panel.
Yeah, it ruins it a lot of
Uh,
times. For real.
Six, I'm happy with six because I can control it a lot better, and that's competition. I don't. I saw somebody the other day. They had 10 people on a panel, and it was horrible. I couldn't even hear anything.
Yeah,
So
then you
Yeah,
might miss.
it reminds me of Jerry Springer. Like listen, this is what we talk about. You go and you just watch the drama. It's like Jerry Springer like upgraded when we got the internet. It became YouTube.
yeah,
Right.
it it does. I mean, I like the format that I got Fridays. I also have a blog talk radio show, which I do a little bit in news clips and everything. I got Zoom. If if you go see some of my other content, I've been using Zoom and I've been putting PowerPoints and news clips up. That's the kind of stuff I want to continue to do because nobody's really doing that. Doing they're doing stuff that's dramified. I can't have that. And again, if you're doing content, you got to just be careful with who's on your panel and who's in your chat because they might not be there for you. Just like you said, Citizen Lou, they might not. They just want the argumentation to go on. I can't do that. I can't. But
Well, it's like when you're making content, you have to feel comfortable with the content. I mean, because you're the one putting it out. Like you have to. It's like it's like when you're trying to do something, you have to look at every corner and every aspect. Do you want this to give off a persona of who you are or what you're about? It does matter. Like with the drama streams, all that does is like when people do all the drama, all it does is make people realize you're a drama queen. So if I want to listen to some craziness, yeah, I'm gonna come to your stream. Okay. But not a lot of people want drama.
and see, I
So if you make nothing but drama, you're only going to have certain people that's going to be willing to listen to it.
and for the channels that I'm subscribed to, like Citizens Lose, and I'm subscribed to yours, Alice. But if you're going to do a live stream, I always try to check. I say, well, okay, what time is Citizen Lose streaming? So I try to keep mine at the same time because I don't want to interfere with your stream because I'm trying to come on over to your stream too. Because I think whatchamacallit, he's gonna be streaming tonight. Angry Snowman, he's gonna be streaming. He said he might. Because I tried to get him to come up here too, but I always have to be cognizant of who's streaming too, like Trey, the people I listen to, so I can get on there and support them too.
So what are you gonna do for New Year's 411?
Well, right now I got the Michigan Georgia game on. Finish watching the football. Drink a little truly seltzer alcoholic drink.
What about you, Citizen Lou? What are you gonna do for New Year's?
Go to bed.
I was just talking. My bad. I just got back. I don't know. We having a little get together here. My girlfriend's friends and my homie.
You back in the States there, Citizen Lou?
Yeah. I'm back on this side. I'm back in North America. Yeah. We did the. I'm back on this side. Still doing my thing. I'm not in Colombia anymore. I'm back in North America.
Oh, what? Now I'm in Indiana. I know Alice is in Georgia. Where you at? Like Tennessee or?
Well, you could say San Diego.
Oh, you out there? Yeah, I've been out there. Navy base out there.
Yeah. I'm
So
over there.
you're in Cali.
Yeah, I'm in Cali.
You should play that song. I'm going back to Cali.
Back. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all, my dad went and got me some fireworks. All right, this is gonna be interesting because I got kids, y'all. All right, and I need y'all to say a little prayer for me because I hope they don't get any ideas because they're boys. Okay, my
Well,
son was trying to tie them all together. I'm like, look, that's an explosion. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna explode. What are you doing?
don't do that.
He's like, oh, big bang, mama.
Right. Hey, do you all know Latin Patriots said somebody got a strike on their live stream? I don't know.
That's what I was gonna say. 411. Like another thing too, these live streams, man, you be exposed a lot of times. Like you can lay everybody up on the panel, and they, putting dicks on the screen and all that other stuff, and they get
Booty
you, yeah, all that stuff. That's why I would say that one time. I was like, man, watch out 411. I don't want you to be.
Yeah, I had to tell my brother Matt. Yeah, you can't put that big booty up there. I mean, that stuff. No, because people will, you're gonna put a picture up there. Don't put that up there. I don't want to see that up there either. And that's another thing. We gotta clean up our. I'm trying to clean up make sure I clean up my stuff too. I mean, I don't really have a lot of bad stuff go on because I don't have people up there that are coming up here.
Right.
And that's the way I want to keep it. And I like the format I got. I mean, okay, am I going to get, believe it or not, just like you, Citizen Lou, and just like you, Alice, am I going to get 100 people viewing this at one time? Probably not, because it's not drama. I'm not yelling and screaming. Heck, I don't want to do that. That's not the way to go. But, you want the right people to come to your channel, and you want them to learn something, and that's what I want here. I mean, I see a lot of people trying to take what you and I started doing, Citizen Lou, because I know I started off by saying, all right, here's what I'm going to do, and other people are trying to follow what we're doing.
Yeah, brother 411. I'm glad you said that because, like I said, you touched on it beautifully. You said that. Right now, you're just focusing on like just the sector is kind of it's limited. You're limited, right?
Yeah,
you're gonna have to branch out. And another thing too, like you want to give out value. It's either like it's just I've noticed there's two types of people on YouTube. It's people telling you what to do with your like what to do with your life, and there's people tell you how to better your life, right? So I want to be on a how to better your life. I want to give you some value, some content that's actionable. You know what I mean? I'm like something that's gonna help you. I don't want to just, oh man, you need to do that. Oh, that's just start talking in circles and stuff like that. Like, and
that's why I talk about some of the things I do because like I noticed that people talk about a lot of things. So like I said, when you're making content, how do you want it to reflect as you? Because you're the one producing the content. How do you want people to see you as? Okay, because you are the product. How do you want to sell yourself? And no, it's not a form of prostitution. It's just like when you go to a job, you dress a certain way, you present yourself. Like when I was going to get a job, I tell them this. I said, listen, by you hiring me is an investment to your business. Okay. So you look at me not as a worker, but an investment because I'm going to bring value to your work. It's all to your actual business. It's all in how you word things and present things. But it's good when you can have a live stream and have discourse and it's not conflict.
Right. Because Alex, you're right. Because live streaming is really a good tool if you use it to like
Yeah.
engage with your audience and grow to, you know what I mean, and create a relationship like that. But like you're right, Alex. If you got just all these no name people don't know, nobody care about, are always arguing, and
Yeah.
you devolve into, like you said, a Jerry Springer type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you want to be considered the dramatic, or do you want, because if you make it all about drama, okay, it's just like when a normal person that doesn't like drama, all right, when you know that that person's all about drama, you're not going to want to actually feed into it anymore. So you're only going to catch the eye of people's attention for a little while. But if you have actual content that has value and somebody can actually grasp something from it, then you'll get more viewers. More people
Right.
will want to listen because there's no animosity. Most people
Right.
don't want animosity. Most people just want to be able to learn something and move forward from it.
Well, you
Yeah,
know what?
we.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead,
I was
brother.
gonna say yesterday me and Gabe A, we had a stream. He showed us a cybersecurity, I would say a lab, a
Right.
presentation. We like me and him, we went through and like hacked the website together and stuff like that. And it was dope. I mean, people on the channel
You
enjoyed
hacked
it.
it?
You had
How'd
Yeah,
you hack? He
well they
showed you
gave
how to
us
hack?
yeah. Well, they gave us a it's like they gave you like a dummy website and they
right.
kind of like set it up like, you know what I mean, to be hacked, and you got to find like they call it like like capture the flag. You got to find like the file in the website. We had to find it and stuff. It was just it's ways to do that through like cybersecurity tools. It was tight. It was fun, man. And I told myself that's what I want my channel to be about, man. Like skills and how,
Right.
you know what I mean. Getting, yeah, you know what I mean. Being a man of value, a man of usefulness, a man, you know what I mean, a productive person. And I
Right.
think that's kind of where the lane I'm pushing toward now. Go ahead. Forward.
Yeah, and that's, you're exactly right, because you're teaching. Because I got to go myself and get another computer. This, Citizen Luke. I was running my computer and it said, I had this like this loop. I couldn't fix it. I forgot what it said. It said computer repair or something failed or something, and it came on over and over and over and over again. And I said, "Oh, computer ain't working anymore," and it's 10 years old. So
You
Yeah,
sure
you
you
might got
haven't been on a website or something that might have put something into it? What is it called?
a virus.
Spyware or something like that?
like
Spy-
yeah,
There's more than just viruses in
malware.
there. Yeah, malware. There you go. That's where it actually goes into your input system and it starts to dismantle your computer.
So the
But
best thing
they've
to
made
do.
these computers where we have to update them, just like our phones, man.
Oh, okay, yeah, because my computer wouldn't. So my thing is, should I get a new one, or should I take it to see if it has malware in it? I mean, most likely I'm looking more toward it because mine came with Windows 8, and now they got Windows 11 in it now. Yeah,
Okay, it might be overloading the system though, like
yeah, I
because
probably have.
I don't know. I would take, this is me personally, I would take it a new computer.
Yeah, you know what? I'm in that. I've I've already decided to do that anyway because you know Windows. How long ago was Windows 8?
Yeah, no, like I'm not on that type of time
what
where I tell people, hey,
that's
you
like
should fix it.
when
And I mean, you
that's like
could do that, but
what Windows Vista or something like that. Is that
Vista
Windows
came.
8?
no, it's Vista. That was after 8, but Windows Vista was after 8. It was about 2000, early 2000 when Vista came out.
Yeah,
Wow, you do
right
got a
after XP.
dinosaur.
It came after XP, and then I got Windows 8, and then it had 8.1, and then I put 10 on it. Nah, I can't
Yeah,
remember.
I think Vista was before 8. Now I think
Yeah,
about it.
Vista was
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Vista was after. No, Vista was before 7, because Vista was a graphics. It was for graphics.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Windows. I'm you know I'm on Mac and Linux. That's kind of what I.
You know,
Yeah, what's the difference, Citizen Lou, between because like I have Windows, right? But I've always wondered what is the difference like with Macs and Windows. What is the difference? Is it the way it uploads or what is the
Oh,
difference?
well, it depends. Like, so for me, it's built like MacBooks. They just kind of have they have a better presentation, and then they got the terminal. And like
right.
I like to use the terminal. I like it better than Windows terminal because that's what I do, like programming and stuff.
That's like Apple, isn't it?
Yeah,
Mac.
Apple. Yeah, Mac. And I will say this, I'm not gonna lie. Mac, they do. It is a cult. I'm not gonna lie. It's like
A what?
is it a cult? A cult? Is it? I'm not gonna lie. Once you buy one, if you buy a MacBook, you have to have like an iPhone. You have to have like all the extra. Like it's just because they work so well together that you know what I
Right.
mean. Like it just, but it works
It's
though.
like
You it's
it's
like
like a
ecosystem.
car, like you have to have the certain accessories and you got all these extra attachments, right? So like Android, all you have is the phone. So with Mac, you got what? iPhone, iPad, the laptop, the system. It's I
Okay.
wouldn't look at it as a cult. I just look at it as a an
No,
accessory to
it's a cult. I'm a Apple supremacist.
your Apple supremacist.
Yeah,
Well, I'm the little robot that could. I'm Miss Android.
Nah,
You know the little
I just like
robot?
yeah, I just like making that joke, but no, I mean it's cool. I mean I don't like I just don't I just prefer Mac if I had a choice. I just because like in
It,
the field, most people use Macs in my field, and it's just
Right.
kind of it's just like the standard. It's not you don't need one, but it just feels like it because everybody uses one. It's like peer pressure.
Yeah, I
yeah,
heard Linux. Now my dad uses Linux. He doesn't like Windows. Android is similar to Linux, I believe.
Yeah, it's open. Yeah, it is.
And
Yeah,
what
open
is
I,
source.
Linux?
It's another
it's another
operating system.
operating system. It's another.
Did you see that new graphic system they came out with? I think it's Gen 5.
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, dude, it looks like real people. It's what they used with the Matrix movie. Like the games that we're about to have come out are going to be so realistic. Like when I was looking at the new gaming system, I guess it's Gen 5, it's like you're going in the city, right? And it looks like the city. I couldn't tell that it was computerized. That's how fire it is. It's like when you like you shoot in a car, you know, like on Grand Theft Auto, it shows the roll of the car. I'm like, whoa! I feel like the Lawnmower Man. You ever seen the Lawnmower Man?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, when he puts the VR glasses on and everything's
Oh
like,
yeah. Virtual reality.
yeah,
So that's another thing too. When you do, I mean, I believe that YouTube can be a good source if you use it for good information, like what Citizen Lewis doing, and like my second channel I do on the mind the stem. Now I did do one live stream, and the video was up there. I actually did it on microorganisms, uh, the bacteria that you find in food. It's still up there. I did a live stream on it. Talked about salmonella and talked about all kinds of stuff. And
well, well, did you get your DSM-5 fifth edition yet?
I haven't gotten a DSM-5 yet. I'm trying to find out where I can get one.
Okay, I found it when I was looking. Okay, there's like sites that you can go to that is for students, like college students. And
Okay.
I found a used one. I think it was $10. It was like almost what with shipping it was like 15. Okay, but look into if you're looking for any kind of learning material, look up the websites that have like you gently used books from the schools. That's where I find a lot of my material. Now, I have found books at Goodwill. Like, I go to the thrift shops to see what I go through the books, and you'd be amazed at the stuff that you find there. Like, I found a library. What is it? I found books from the 1800s people have put out. So just you have to shop around. But there is websites if you're looking for like educational stuff. Go to the actual ones where it's gently used, like school materials. That's the cheapest way to go now. For
Well,
one, I try to find where all the I guess I'm a coupon mom.
no,
If
that's
it's a
good, and
coupon,
that's
I'm gonna find it.
so that's another thing about competition too. It's getting the resources too. See, a number of individuals who don't want to compete, they're not going to go and find the resources. They're going to be very complacent. They're going to want you to do the work for them, and that's why, I'm cognizant of doing my own PowerPoints, and I've even gotten better with my because I know I had some horrible ones. My thumbnails got much better with the thumbnails. Instead of me on my 401 Talk Zone radio show, if you've seen previous videos I did, I had the broke ass preacher suit on, looked like a broke ass pastor. But I said, okay, let me get away from that and start putting up some different thumbnails. So yes, just like
How do
Yeah,
you do?
you know
How
what?
do you do
401.
thumbnails? How do you do
eh,
thumbnails?
man, I just copy it, find a good picture, copy it and save it, and then it says upload thumbnail. I'll go right to my picture because I put everything in my pictures. I upload it, and that's it.
No,
So you
that's
need a
facts.
computer for all that, right? You need a computer because, like, on my phone, I can't
Uh,
do none of
hey,
that.
Alice, hold on. Yeah, you could use they got thumbnail joints, Alice, you can get on phones. Like you can look them up.
Yeah,
Like you can make you can screenshot one and then do it. But I just want to say this real quick. I gotta go. I have dinner ready. But there was a guy, he said some real shit and I really internalized it. He had like a sports channel, right?
right.
And he was talking about other people's channels, like he was beefing with somebody. He was saying, he was showing how all they doing is live streaming with the little no face in the stream button, and he was showing how like he makes videos and edits them and then puts them on a blog and does his SEO and all that stuff like that. And then he was saying, sometimes it just seems like, most niggas don't want to work. They just want to get on StreamYard. It's easy, right? But it's not, because what he does, he actually makes like content and then people are talking about the content. He had like one of the big YouTubers come to his panel. Like when he does do live streams, he got so many like pre-recorded that people have caught to talk about on the live stream. You get what I'm saying? And
Right.
his channel blew up this year. He had like 30,000 subs or something like that. Like,
Well, you really want your channel. You want your channel to blow up.
you do, man. And I'm trying to sell courses and stuff, stuff like that. You want to be your own economy. You don't want to just be begging for cash apps. All it's just real. I know I don't want that. You know what I'm saying?
Are you? Well,
Go ahead.
since you're trying to sell like the lessons, you could use that shorts. Use the shorts, like make it like a commercial kind of thing. Like which put it together, and you know, it's a quick thing. It's like I think the shorts are only 30 seconds. Okay,
No, you're right.
15 to 30 seconds. So
And
yeah,
you,
if you're doing the lessons, you could use the shorts to promote it, and you'll get more views. You get more views on the shorts than anything.
no, that's a fact. Yeah. So all right, y'all, I'm gonna catch y'all on the next. I gotta go eat. So it was
Well,
good
you have
talking
a
to y'all. Though.
happy new year.
Y'all too, man. Happy New Year.
And
Feliz de
happy New
año.
Year. And thank you for coming up on my panel. You're always welcome. We've already streamed the channel. Everybody go and subscribe to Citizen Lou's channel. He's got some good information on his channel. And subscribe to Awesome Alice's channel
Yeah,
as well.
feliz año nuevo, amigos.
Gracias, amigos.
Yeah,
Gracias.
y'all have a good one.
Gracias.
That's right. So yeah, no, but like what like you were saying there, Alice, I don't want I don't want that riffraff on my channel, and I'm sure you don't either. I always say take pride in what we do, and that's
Yeah,
it.
because we are what we produce, like our content is like a reflection of ourselves.
Right.
And what you want, if you're trying to be seen as one way, you have to stay steady and present your material the way you want yourself to be looked at, because like what we produce does matter. Like when we're building houses, right? The finished product matters.
Oh, absolutely.
And if you build a sturdy, good house, that material thing that you created gives off what you are. Basically, you got good craftsmanship. They look at all that, okay? Like most people don't realize details do matter, and
Yes,
the
they do.
details is what makes the big things.
And
It's
and
the
and
little things that build the big things.
right, and that's what adds to the competition. See, you all, in the marketplace, you want to stay competitive because once your reputation is out there, you want to maintain that reputation. So some people get to the top and they're comfortable. You cannot get comfortable. You have to find new ways of adding business to your brand. And that's the same way with YouTube. You have to, if you're going to do anything, take your life seriously. Know that you have to compete out there.
Yeah,
Understand.
and what is it during the elections and stuff? You notice there was a lot of more political stuff that came out, and when you do political stuff, it's gonna exclude you from doing like certain people seeing your stuff. So like when my friend he was gonna do like reaction videos and stuff, I told him like to build his channel is just keep certain things out of his reactions. That way that it goes out in the algorithm. Okay. When we put certain labels on ourselves, it does cripple the algorithm on what who will see our stuff. That's
You know what?
why,
I'm glad you told me. I didn't even know that at all.
okay, when like all right, if somebody's Republican, right? When
Right.
they go on YouTube and they know that that person looks at Republican stuff, they're only going to be shown Republican stuff. It's a part of it. It's just like with Facebook, right? When you're a Democrat and you're on Facebook, they're not going to show you any material from the Republican. When you stay in the middle with your content and you allow the discourse of both sides, it opens the algorithm wide open for you. That's what a lot of people don't realize. When you don't say certain things or you don't label, once you label yourself, it's going to go to a certain part of the algorithm. That's how the AI does it. They look at us, we look at our content, and it's going to be sent to certain people because it's going to look at that person's like what they have been paying attention to. You know how sometimes you'll get suggestions on your YouTube and you don't know why? It's
Yes.
because you were looking at something that pertained to that issue. That's AI doing the job of the advertising. Isn't that crazy though? Have
That's
you
crazy.
ever been talking about something and then all of a sudden you seen an ad on your account, or like I was talking about dogs one day on I wasn't on Facebook. I was talking to my cousin on the phone about dogs. Next thing you know, I go on Facebook, I'm getting all these ads about dogs. I said, "How?" Because they're paying attention to us. Like people don't realize with that Facebook, it actually has a mic on it, so whatever they can peek in on us at any time. I mean, I just got rid of my Facebook because I realized that when I signed up for it, you have to be careful what you sign up for, what because what you agree to, because you're agreeing to something, but you need to know what you're agreeing to.
Yeah.
When
That's
you
good
go
advice.
like they can go into your phone and your contacts and everything if you do not know how it works. Okay, so like if you are going to get any kind of app or whatever, make sure that you read it and know why. But with the algorithm, the way it works is like when he started his reaction channel, because he didn't attach himself to certain things, more people came to his channel. So if you want more people to come to your channel to check your stuff out, make sure that you do content that attracts anybody. Okay? And then you can, if they get nasty, you can block them.
well, that's a good thing because, like I said,
That's a good thing about the block option. Like when I was in the chat, them little guys, those what are the spam bots.
spam bots,
You
yeah.
just go to them, you click on it, it'll say, remove the comment or whatever, and then it says report. The reason I report them is because I know what them links go to. Like some of the videos you will have, because it's been happening to me, it'll be some random profile, and they'll try to put this thing in your on your channel, so people will click on it. All it is they're gonna link you to some sexual material, is what I've been finding out.
Oh, okay. I actually had that happen. I'm like, well, where did this come from?
Yeah. So when you see that, and once you start like reporting it, this is what YouTube does, because they do it now. When that thing does pop up, you'll see it in your notifications, right? It won't show up on your channel no more as a comment, but you will see it in your notifications. And because you have reported one of them, now YouTube knows that people are spamming your chat. So now that you've reported it, what they do is they'll notify you it happened, but it won't show up on your video anymore.
Okay.
So just if you see the Vox, the VOX.exe, those kind of like links that people try to put into your videos, those are to porn. So you just report them, and it'll stop.
Okay. Well, that's good to know because, like I said, earlier when I was doing YouTube, I wasn't taking it as seriously, and I started, with the live streams. And like I said, this is my first Friday because you used to see me on Wednesdays. One of the reasons why I had to switch days is because it's much easier for me to get up the next day when I don't have to work rather than Wednesdays. I have to get up and work, and sometimes I do about a 3-hour live stream. But like I said, Alice, I'm always going to continue to have, one live stream a week. And yes, going back to what we were talking about, competition, it's always going to be competition out here. And
yeah, it is. And the more variety of content that you have, like when you talk about different subjects and you give a variety of content, that that makes you competition to other channels. Okay, because you're covering more than one subject. When you cover more than one subject, that person knows that they can come to your channel and get more than one opinion on different things. They can learn different things from you.
right, and like I said, I know we were all on the manosphere stuff. That after a while, to me, that gets a little boring to me, and that's why I came up with two channels here. And the STEM channel, although it's a small channel, you go back and look at that because I only have 81 subscribers on that channel. Okay, I didn't do a good job of promoting it, but I'm gonna really work on promoting that one hard because I look at that. If you're interested in, like you say, fixing cars and trades, that's where the STEM channel comes in, because on that channel, that is always going to be a channel to where I'm telling you how to get into STEM jobs and different colleges. And
What is STEM jobs?
STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math. That's what STEM is. That's what STEM stands for.
Oh,
So
okay.
the name of my channel is the Mind of STEM channel. I mean,
Okay, so I learned something today.
right.
See,
That's
you've got a beautiful mind. 411.
Thanks,
You got a
but
beautiful mind.
that's what I'm. You know, I've been. You know, I have been. I've been. You know, I've got over 100 videos on that channel, and I've been talking about food poisoning on that channel because that's science. When you deal with bacteria, you deal with biology and microorganisms. That's all under science there. Um, Dealing with
Well, the manosphere, you know, what it gave me was an eye opening to the men's situation. All right, so it's a good thing. It gives women like me that have boys an eye opening to what y'all men go through, because I have to know these things if I'm going to raise my sons properly. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what we're going to be faced with if we don't try to find out what can happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's why I appreciate the manosphere, because
oh, the
it opens
manosphere.
my eyes to subjects that I didn't even know existed.
You know, you have some good people in the manosphere, even individuals, except for the ones who are just up here to argue. I don't even engage with those types of people. But if you're giving some informative content, I'll listen to you. And just because I don't agree with some of it doesn't mean you're wrong. I'm still there to learn and give me something that I can learn. I don't want, yeah, the drama every once in a while. You know, well, when I go to bed at night, you can go sit and laugh at some of these panels and some of them at night, you go and check them out. Oh yeah, you gonna get some laughter. You gonna get some laughter.
Well, the drama, you know what it makes you realize? How masculinity needs to come back into play. Okay? Because I be hearing some men, and I'm like, God, they sound like women. All right.
They
I'm like,
do.
where's their man? Where's the manhood? Like, where'd it go? Because I be listening. I'm like, this is why so many women are acting masculine. Okay. It's not that they're trying to be masculine. It's just maybe they have been faced with the type of men that don't know how to be men, and
That's
it's
it.
caused this chain reaction on some of the women. It's just sad, but it does show why those men that act that way. It shows the other men why is it important for men to stay in their masculinity.
And salute to Deacon Dave. I did drop the link if anybody wants to come up. I will drop the link again in the chat. We're talking about competition. We're talking about education, and we're also talking about some other topics. So please come on up. I'll be up here for another 20, 30 minutes, 25 minutes. Um,
Well, I'm gonna get my fireworks ready for the
okay.
youngins, and
Okay.
there's look, we made it. We made it for one through another year of
Made
hell.
it through another year. It's already 9:30 here. And
Yeah,
like
before you know it, look, before you know it, it's gonna be a whole look. You know what the beautiful thing about a new year coming is? All your problems disappear from last year,
and you get more
just
for
like
the
that.
next year.
Yeah, get ready for more problems next year. But it's like in that one moment, it's like, wow, we made it.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
I really don't make any New Year's resolutions. I've never been that way because I look at it like this. As long as I can, because see, my birthday is on Sunday. It's right after New Year's, so okay. You know, January birthdays go by fast. What I look down to is okay, we'll be in January, but up here where I live in Indiana, it gets a little cold, and we're probably going to be seeing some snow in the next few months. We get snow up
Well,
here.
happy early birthday.
Well,
I
thank you.
don't make resolutions. I make goals.
That that's and that's the part. That's part of um, competition too. And you know, also in business, and even you can do this in life. In business, they do what we call a SWOT analysis. I'll tell you what that stands for. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And I would always say, okay, write up your strengths, write up your weaknesses, write up your opportunities, and write up your threats. I got my boy Matt Coley. What's going on, brother Matt?
Yo, what up, what up? Happy New Year's Eve and all that other good shit.
Happy New Year's. You got me, you got Awesome Alice on the in the building, and Happy New Year to you too, brother. Happy New Year to you, and we'll keep it going.
When I say I make goals, it's because I look at my last year and I say, how can I better myself? How can I push myself a little bit harder? And what I didn't do right, maybe I can get right this time. You know, that's the great thing about a new year is you can challenge yourself in multiple ways. And then what you were weak on, you can become strong on. But I'm going to go ahead and drop down 411.
All right. And thank you,
and y'all have a great day. It's been a good conversation.
All right. Now, I'll be doing this every Friday now. Every Friday. So look out for them. All right. Happy New Year.
Bye, Big Body Productions. You tried to behave. Can't be good at it.
Hey, I'm going to try to do the best I can do, whether it's drinking, cussing, fussing, or fucking. I'm going to be the best at it, all right?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, brother Matt? Welcome. Just me and you, so we can also get into some football talk too while we're up here, man. Your boy,
yeah, man. You know, I'm looking at your Ravens like, what the fuck, man? Like,
oh man,
man.
Hey, out here in Indianapolis, got your boy Carson Wentz, man. He's been on fire, man.
Well, hey, he need to do something, man, because we actually need him to do something. My Eagles need him to do something so we can get those draft picks, you know.
Hey, the Eagles already, man. They're headed for the playoffs, man. If they work it out right, when do they play Dallas?
Yo, that's really the game right there. That's the one. That's the one. You know. I can't stand it. It ain't even the Cowboys. It's the fucking fans, man.
Well, you know, hey, look. Hey, I watched the Redskins. I cheer for them too. And, man, they got shellacked by Dallas. I mean, 56-14, man. I mean,
yeah.
Well, they had guys out. Now my Ravens, they've had a lot of guys out, bro. They've had and they lost 3 games, and you know, Harbaugh keeps going for that 2-point conversion. I mean, they lost 3 games by a total of 4 points. You know,
hey, look, man. Some people are just dead set in their ways, man, and he's one of them.
They don't have a running game.
I tell you what, that quarterback y'all got in there for he's gonna be all right, but he's not Lamar. But he's gonna be all right, man.
Oh, you mean Huntley?
Yeah.
Oh, well, he didn't even start last week, bro.
No, who's the
They had Josh Johnson in there, man.
No, who's the brother? The other brother?
Tyler Huntley.
Yeah.
Dude, he wears number 2.
He's all right. He's all right, but
you know what? He's got a better arm than Lamar. He can read.
Yeah.
Lamar, he sits back there. He gets sacked all the time. He doesn't have a line, but Lamar's been throwing a lot of interceptions. Now, who's that boy you guys got? He wears number 1 or number 2. He's a bad boy.
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
His arm is a little questionable as well.
But you know, they got a good running game though, man. They're putting some points up on the board.
Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, that I can't deny.
I would like to see somebody whoop up on Dallas in that division. All you Cowboy fans, you know me, big body. We're not Dallas fans up there. And we're doing
No,
a little
we're not.
talk.
By any means, we're not Dallas fans.
You know, I'm not a Pittsburgh fan either. Okay.
I'll tell you what, I'll root for Pittsburgh before I root for Dallas.
Oh man.
I mean, if I had to go between the two, I'm going for Pittsburgh over Dallas, man.
But never root for Pittsburgh, man.
Look here, if I had to go between Dallas and Pittsburgh, and my life was on the line, I'm going for Pittsburgh, man. I can't do Dallas. I can't, man.
And I'm gonna tell you though, I got a surprise though. I think somebody's gonna knock Green Bay off. Green
You
Bay.
think so?
Oh man, yeah. Look, the Ravens had a second string quarterback in there, and Green Bay should have run away with that game. Green Bay barely won that game. In fact, Harbaugh, he went for it on fourth down in the first quarter, and they didn't score. Had they scored that first time, Green Bay would have lost to the Ravens, okay? They would have lost. They would have lost. I mean, a second string quarterback in there.
Yeah, you have a point there.
I think he's going to be playing against the Rams because the Ravens have 2 home games. So they have to win the next 2 to get in.
Yo, I'm not liking the fact that y'all are in the hunt. Like, wow.
Hey, well, it's because we lost to Miami. Cincinnati blew us out twice.
What's up with them, man? Where the hell they come from?
Cincinnati? Well,
Yeah.
they're gonna get that whooping this week. Kansas City gonna put Kansas City gonna put that whooping on them.
Yeah, man, because they've been playing pretty decent.
I mean, but Cincinnati, they're up and down. They lost to the Jets, bro.
Oh shit.
So
I ain't got nothing to say about that right there. That's just a damn shame.
Yeah, I dropped the link. Me and my brother Big Body Productions, we are doing freestyle. We're doing a little football talk here. A little sport, because I said I was going to do a little bit of that too. Besides talking about women all day, I'm not going to do that. We already know about that. We talk about competition, brother Matt, and you understand competition. You work in the trucking industry. How much competition do you have in that industry?
Phew, a lot, man.
A lot of
competition. It's a dog-eat-dog world, man.
Now, how do you deal with that competition?
You just go out there and try to be the best at what you can do, and fuck the rest. Make your money, stay in your lane, and be safe behind that wheel. That's the most important.
Yeah, because you get out there on that interstate, you get out because okay, where you live and where I live, we're gonna have coming up in the next few months. Starts with an S and it ends with a W, and it's white. Snow.
Oh yeah, that shit. Yeah, that shit.
Yeah. And and you know how winters can get brutal in our part of the country.
Well, it's actually already here in some parts.
Well,
I know. I was looking.
Seattle.
I was looking up there. Yeah. Seattle got some shit.
So we know. I tried to get Brother Q up here. He said he might come up here, but
Really?
he was busy. Now, like I said, I appreciate you for coming up here, man, because getting this competition. A lot of people don't understand competition, brother. It's competition in everything that we do, and many of us aren't mature enough to deal with competition. This is why we have all the problems. Competition is not a bad thing. Now, do you believe in giving somebody who comes in last place a trophy like you would for somebody coming in first place? I don't.
Nah. Because you're letting them feel like it's okay to fail.
Right.
It's going to be all right to fail.
Right. Because I was watching this AT&T commercial. It was just on. You may have seen it if you've been watching football. Had his family of 4 on. And the customer service rep gives the boy a bigger lollipop, and she yells over, "Oh, it's not fair." You know what that means? I mean, she got a lollipop. She wanted a lollipop just like him, but she had a lollipop. So what's going to happen with that is she's going to think she can have everything that somebody else has. That's the problem. She's going to be spoiled.
Mm-hmm.
Watch.
Spoiled.
And we already know about it. Adversity is supposed to build a stronger person. That's facts. And how much adversity adversity have we gone through? A lot. Everybody.
A lot.
A lot.
A lot.
A lot. And
That's
strong winds make tree roots stronger. That's facts too. But I mean, you're out there on the road every day, and I know you see other drivers out there.
Yeah.
I know you all are delivering freight, but you all have different routes to go to, and you got to deal with the harsh weather. Now, when you're actually out there delivering, do you have to? Because the only truck I've driven so far, I've driven a plow truck. Okay, I've had to plow the
Right.
engine. Now, when you're out there, do you have to stop at truck stops sometimes? And do you ever talk to other truck drivers out there to see what they're doing?
I have stopped at truck stops like to fuel up or grab a bite to eat or take my my 30-minute break or whatever. I try not to bother the truck drivers, man, because some people just want to be left alone.
Right.
If a motherfucker feels like engaging in conversation, then I'll engage. But for the most part, I just try to leave people alone, man. Because you never know what somebody might be going through, or they just might be cranky and tired for driving for so many hours.
Well, absolutely. It's a tough business. I know Q did it. I think did Q drive tractor trailers?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he has his class A.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I only have a B, and I got to go.
Yeah, I got a B.
And I got
a class B.
Yeah, I got to go in and get that. Every 2 years, I got to get my that medical check, and I got to fax it in a BMV. I don't know if you got to do that too. Yeah, we got.
Same shit. Yep, same shit.
Because I'm certainly not getting out there taking air breaks again. Although that was the easy part. It was that knowledge exam of 50 questions I had to take. Yeah.
It's like once you get your CDLs, it's best to hold on to it, even if you ain't using it. Just hold on to
it. Absolutely. Because how many? Think about it. How many people have CDLs? Because it's a lot of. You got to have a lot of knowledge getting a CDL, and a lot of people don't think you do. But you got to know how to dismount that truck. You got to know how to inspect that truck. If there's problems, you got to know how it is. That Patriot is wishing you a happy New Year as well, and thanks for the hard work. And says, please eat your vegetables as often as possible. That's comment to you, brother Matt.
Oh man. What was that? What was that last part? I'm sorry.
Eat your vegetables. Do you have the link to your channel in there, Matt? So you can put it in the chat, because I gotta wrench you up or put something in there. I gotta give you one of my a wrench, and that way when I get a wrench, it's much easier when you're in the chat. I'll put up I'll put up everything. Do you guys exercise?
I don't know.
Do you guys exercise at all? Yes, I exercise every day. Every day.
Nah, I don't exercise every day.
I do.
I'm just active in my line of work. I'm in the truck, out the truck, loading my freight, unloading my freight. I'm always on the go. Like I'm not just sitting still steering the wheel all day. I'm actually active in between stops. I'm never. Only time I'm really at a standstill is when I'm fucking home and I'm done for the day.
Yeah, if you put a comment in the chat, she can get your channel, because she does good at spamming the channel. Yeah, put a comment in chat so I can wrench you up too, and she'll get your channel. Shout out to Big Body Productions too. You can write anything in the channel. Write Happy New Year. I'll wrench you up, brother. I got to get all the old guys up here.
Let's
If
see
you go,
here.
if you go in the chat, you just write anything. I appreciate you for coming up, man, taking the time. And what I did, brother, man, I moved everything to Fridays, so it's a lot easier on us because I know we all, even myself, after we do the little New Year's celebration, I'm probably going to hit the high roads, which means hit the bed too.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, if you write something, can you see the chat?
I just put something in there.
You did?
Yeah.
I don't see it yet. Is it under big body? Because it would say under big body. It would say your actual name on it.
Oh, I just put it in private chat. Oh shit.
No. You could yeah, I see it. No, you could put it in a. You could put it in a. Hold on for a minute. Let me do something. Let me do something. Let me go ahead and see if I can copy it and put it in a regular because now you can go ahead and put it in the you can go ahead and put it in the public chat. It's much easier. That way I can give you a wrench. Because I gotta mod you up. Yeah. Yeah.
It's,
You put anything, you put Happy New Year in there and everything. I just wanna make sure that you definitely mod it up. And yeah. See, I'm in a public chat right now.
yeah, it's not letting me go to public chat.
It's not?
Nah. I just got private chat and comments on there.
Okay. All right, we got a poll here about competition. And the poll is, does competition make you work harder? Out of 20 votes, 95% said yes, 5% said no. And each chat or each live stream, I'll do a poll. Okay, I'll go back to the back chat and get it. Okay, she's gonna go back to the back chat and get it.
Okay. Well, that 5% that says no, man. I mean, if competition doesn't, what the hell is this?
Oh,
If competition doesn't make you strive harder, then you must just be
right.
well set off individual, or just a lazy motherfucker who don't care.
Right. Does competition make you work harder? Out of 20 votes, 95% said yes, 5 said no.
Oh, my
5%
phone's ringing. Shit.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, she says you need to stick it again. You need to do it again because we're trying to spam your channel. Because we want everybody that comes up here who has a channel, I want to make sure that they get it.
Hey guys. Oh, he dropped.
Hey, what's going on,
Darn.
Latin Patriot? Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. Yeah, it looks like he hopped off for a second because his phone is ringing. His phone was ringing. So yeah, I appreciate you for taking care of all that for me. I appreciate you for coming right up here on the panel. It's easier on Friday nights. Much easier.
Yeah. The title of your show was about does competition make you work harder or something?
That was my poll. Does competition make you work harder? Yes.
Okay.
Because yes, competition. Because I
it's only natural to know that whoever collects the most food is going to fare better in life. So whoever can work harder or work smarter, they're going to reap rewards, you know?
Right.
And I don't understand how like giving prizes to people when they lose is going to teach them anything.
Well, it's not. That's the whole thing. We live in a culture, and it started way back in the 90s,
I know.
where right, to make everybody feel good, we give them all something, and that doesn't teach anything. Hey, Melly Mel is in the building. What's going on, bro?
Hey, Latin, what's good?
Good to see you again. I'm always
Alright.
happy to see both.
Hey,
411, what's good?
hey, what's good, brother? Welcome to the panel, brother. Welcome to the
New
panel.
Year's Eve 411 party.
You sound like you clanking on your glass already, huh?
Yeah, I'm missing some new tea mitts, no drink mitts, because I'm trying to flush out this mucus. I've been coughing all day on my chest, my lungs. I was like trying to cough out this mucus. I'm trying to dissolve it. I even had mucinous. It worked a little bit, but I'm fully get rid of it. So I made some tea with some elderberry, turmeric, ginger, and honey.
Wow,
Ooh,
that's
you're
it.
smart, dude. Oh, I learned about the elderberry from Alice, from Awesome Alice. She taught me that elderberry's been used
Yep.
as like home remedies for many thousands of hundreds of years or whatever.
Yeah, it's a
Exactly.
good home. I've used it myself. Elderberry, yes.
I want
Turmeric,
some sea moss in it. Yeah, I might.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely. So.
The turmeric is also awesome for anti-inflammatory. Did you know that the elderberry flower is edible?
Yep.
People fry it and eat it.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
I make it to syrup.
There's a lady that has a channel that is called Garden Answers, and she does a lot of videos on like gardening, because I love gardening and planting plants and learning about how to like use it in landscaping and stuff. And she did a show, a video on how to cook it, deep fry it.
Huh. That see, when I talked about competition and everything, and you gave some good answers too, brother Mel. Well, competition is also about learning. And I just learned something new. I mean, the only thing I heard that you can cook with some dandelions, and I never had any dandelions, but I heard they were good. But
Yeah.
They put it in the small greens, mixed greens, salad bags, and you can look on the salad bags and see if it has dandelion greens in it.
okay,
We'll say like what types of greens are in that salad bag.
oh, okay. But yes, I'm glad you all came up here because, again, the main topic I was hitting on was competition. And I just find that a number of individuals don't like competition. I don't see what is wrong with competition. It's good. To me, it makes me work harder. And if there's somebody better than me, I can learn from that person.
It's supposed to inspire also like new thought, like how can I improve myself and compete against this competitor. How does McDonald's become better, or how does Carl's Jr.'s fast food restaurant become better than McDonald's?
Exactly.
Yeah, and I'm learning that I do better with competition, and you're going to fail sometimes too. You're going to fail, but if you fail, what do? Do you become a victim or do you get back up? There's some people who fail and they'll use that as an excuse to fail. They'll get complacent. I'll get back up and try it again. Might do it a different way, but I'm going to try it again.
Failure supposed to be your best teacher and stuff.
Yeah, and that's right. And see, this is what college doesn't do. And I went to college. College, what you do in college, and I'm not knocking college. Okay, some people think I knock college. I went myself. I believe that the problem with college is that college always presents a theoretical point of view. It's a lot of memorization. professor puts what he or she wants you to learn on a test, but outside of school, you have to find the information yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's education, knowing how to take what you learn in school and actually put it to work in the real world to see if it works. If it doesn't, you're going to have to make some changes.
Exactly. That's thinking about. I think of what intelligence is also too. You're taking what's taught to you, taking it out, and then also putting a new spin on it behind it. Because everybody can be educated, but you just repeating what the other person said. But what did you actually
Right.
learn from it and stuff?
Right.
You present a new thesis on top of that, put your own theory and stuff, your own spin, your own strategy. That's how you present. What I'm saying, new theory on top of that. Like yeah, it's just like a student learning from a master. Yeah, like master's not gonna teach you everything. The master's has been you. You got to take what the master taught you and advance it on your own and stuff. That's how you rank up the rank of master. Yeah, that's not like the master ain't gonna teach you everything you don't know. You got to take his or her basics, yeah, and advance what the master doesn't know. Yeah, and vice versa. Yeah, that's what makes you stronger. You know.
Absolutely. And that was the whole key to me coming up with the topic because now as you know, brother Mel, as you know, Latin Patriot, I don't want to sit on this panel and just how the other individuals in the manosphere, what do they talk about? We've been up on plenty of panels, Mel. I don't
Mhm.
want to sit here and talk about women all day. I mean, I want to talk about something that's very, very. It's not controversial, but it's meaningful in life because we all have to compete.
Mhm.
We do.
I
Mhm.
and I don't want to hear about that all day long, every day, all the
I,
time
I, I
either.
don't either, and you're not going to get that here. Uh, you, and another thing, you're not going to get large panels here. Up to six people is what I'll do, and that's it.
Oh,
That's
excuse me.
it.
Yeah, I just know, like like I think what people do, they just focus on too many of them channels on one particular subject, and that's why they may have this distinction that this is all what it is in this space. Like maybe spend too much of your time listening to too much of that instead of spawning off to other areas, other subjects. Yeah, you know they're gonna keep talking about it to make people aware. Yes, some people will go extreme with it, and some people will educate as an awareness. Because you're gonna have new people come here every day. Some people need some retooling, retraining. It is the same subject, but either way, yeah, you still need to make them aware. But also too, you gotta know how to, what I'm saying, bring them back into a balance. That what, okay, now that you've been aware, what are you gonna take? What we've been teaching you to gravitate towards the next step in life.
That,
That's how I take it. Yeah, like you're gonna sit back and be extreme with it also too, or take it like, or you're going to take what I taught, accept it, so you could come back out with a new strategy plan to have better outcomes.
and, and that's it. And, and that's I want to create a I want to create learning
Mm-hmm.
environment. So
You know what's crazy is when you guys were talking about college is I have a friend who went she's already retired. She retired a couple years ago, but when she first started in her field of work, I think she was in college and her husband was in college, but she didn't finish college, and she was able to get a job as like a drug and alcohol counselor, and she got on the job training. And my cousin, she was like a supervisor of some sort at like a group home, but when her company got bought, she got fired because they started requiring people to have like actual degrees, and I think that's kind of not great, because like I don't think you know I don't think that college is for everybody. People might do better learning on the job. And I was just thinking, does anybody know like why that happened or remember any of that happening like in the early 2000s?
But they was working at the job for a while, and then they fired them because they need to go back to college, despite them already
Because they
putting
did,
in years of
yeah,
work in it.
because yes, exactly, yeah.
Oh man.
well, it used to be they utilized your experience. Now, what they decided to do when it comes to jobs, the reason why they allowed they put the college degree in place because they wanted to lower the pool of applicants. That's why.
Mm.
Oh, it's all again, it's competition. It's all a game out here.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know the game, this is when you get left behind.
Well, I also listen to a lot of talk radio, and one night I was listening to Coast AM with George Norrie. That's like a rabbit hole show. They a lot of the stuff is government conspiracies and stuff. And there's a man that went on there, and I think he was a guest, and he said that when he went to college, it was not very expensive, and now it's like so expensive. People like die in debt because they can't even like make enough money on the degrees that they got.
Oh, you know why they raised the prices on the college like that? They became expensive. I think they turned around when they hired them, the job rate to them cheap schools. They decided, like, you know what? We have a higher turnaround on hiring, getting these kids not only degrees on the affordable prices, but these high paying jobs. They wanted to mark on that. College is a business and stuff. That's what they did. That's why they raised the prices on their tuition the way they did and everything. Because it's like now, you know what? We build the school to be more viable. It's like a stock. Think about it like a stock. Sell the stock for low, but when a lot of people buying your stock and make it more valuable, now I can raise the stock prices up for people to go buy it and stuff. That's technically what happened. Yeah, like
Yeah, and then you have a number of people who are going to college because it's easier to get into college now.
mm-hmm.
So again, where there's a supply and demand, well, what are they going to do? Now they've even expanded it out to online courses. It's more or less it is a business. Uh, you don't come out there very intellectual like you used to because for the most part, if you think about it, anybody could get a degree if they really wanted it. I just look at college now, depending on what you major in, is a haven for indoctrination of left wing propaganda. That's what it is. And then you get the snowflakes out there in the field, and what do? They come out with a lot of debt. They come out with the left wing point of view. They come out without researching anything, and everything is based on feelings instead of what is actually going on. And college doesn't teach you entrepreneurship. It's just another requirement for you to get the job for somebody else. That's what it is. Now, I'm not knocking it. I went to college, but I majored in the STEM major instead of, a philosophy major or an art major or an English major or a history major. Those are the individuals that have harder times finding jobs because there's an abundance of those individuals majors out there. That's why they don't get a return on investment for their jobs. In fact, they'll get into the workforce, and at the end of the day, they don't even do what they went to school. Shout out to Anna Rodriguez. Welcome to the chat. Have a happy new year as well. Got Melly Mel in the house as well. But again, I'm not knocking college. It's a good tool, but it's not the end all be all. It's not. And for some of you who have gone, some of you may be in a lot of debt right now. And if you are in a lot of debt, you're going to spend a long time paying those guaranteed student loans off. But again, you take what you learn in college and apply it out to the real world. And if you can do that, then it lets me know where you have real intelligence because you're supposed to turn around and solve problems. Again, what you learn in school is theoretical. It's not even basic. It's the hands-on training that gives you the experience. And when you get out in the real world, you're going to have to compete. Charles Darwin. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Good.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm going to say that man said something about I'm going to estimate. I mean, I remember him saying for a semester it was like a little bit over $700 a semester at like a 4-year college. And I think that was either the 70s or 80s.
Wow. I went to college and didn't finish because it's the worst experience for any normal raised right human being. IMO. Well, I can tell you, I remember when I went and dropped out myself, I wasn't ready for it and I didn't know what I wanted to do. So you only need college for certain majors. Now, for individuals who go to college and they want to be professors, let me tell you something. It's even hard to get a tenured position because they don't need a lot
That's
of PhDs anymore.
that's when it helps to know that's when it doesn't matter what you know, it's who you know. So a lot of times these people are being mentored by somebody who already works in like the university or the local junior college that tell the people, okay, well, go to school, get this degree, and then I'll get you in. You know what I mean? That's like,
Right.
isn't that like nepotism or something?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, that's how it works. And it's very difficult to get a job in academia because now they're hiring adjunct professors. And the reason why they're hiring adjunct professors is because they bring the real world experience into the classroom, and then they don't have to pay them health benefits. So they're saving money. It's cost effective. They're basically part-time professors. They'll never be tenured, even if they have a PhD. And to me, it's just some extra side change, but you're not under all this bureaucracy either because they'll call you when they need you.
Yeah, I also feel like certain degrees you got to research degrees you're getting, and it's going to really be beneficial, you know, for the rest of your life. Because like it's like a lot of people get a lot of lucius degrees, too much, be in debt all their lives, haven't paid it off. Sometimes die in debt, from their college degrees, and some people even waste their time going to college, like they go for degrees but never utilize it.
That's correct.
For me, like getting a degree in philosophy and stuff like um my point of view, why you going to school for a philosophy degree? Like to get more education from education doesn't stop in the classroom. Like telling you
You
can just go off on your own and
can do it for free.
research exactly this day and age. So it's like you ain't gonna pay $100,000 to get a philosophy degree, and what job's gonna hire you in that type of field that's gonna pay a lot? Like paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for that field just to start you off with what 50, 60,000. And how
Not
long you gonna
even
take to make that
not
up? And most of that money's gonna be spent on your bills, taxes, and paying that loan back. Oh,
yeah, but not even that with a philosophy degree. You're lucky to start off with 40.
exactly.
And that just
You know,
depends on where you live. Now, if you live in New York or California,
Mm.
hundred
I
thousand
live in
dollars
California.
is and how expensive is it out there?
Well, I think it was either 2011 or 2012. I would have to double check. Um, I bought a house for $85,000 when it had been on the market. So I think I put an offer, you know, put the offer for asking price in like November of either 2011 or 2012, and they actually had lowered the price from 90,000 to 85,000. And then
That's pretty good.
the following, so I had to wait like because it was a short sale, I had to wait like 5 or 6 months for like the bank to approve it. And that following year after it got approved and I bought it, the housing started to skyrocket again like it did before the 2008 crash. And right now, last time I checked for the value of my house, I think it was in the 300,000s. I'll have to double check. I can look on another device and let you know.
Wow, that's a quarter million.
And
Over a
banking
quarter
that
million.
equity right there, like
Yeah, you
But
get
it would be stupid though to have me sell it because then I won't be able to afford something different at that price, you know. And I totally understand and agree with Anna Rodriguez. Like, I went to city college, and I'm in a small town, and I remember I have trouble keeping my mouth shut, like in class. Like, I like to interact with the teacher and ask questions
Right.
and answer questions and stuff. And most of the classes were always like that, where I was the only one talking. Very few other people want to speak up because they're not really there to learn, or they think they know everything. I don't know. Most people just don't say anything. And like, my friend was sitting next to me in my philosophy no wait what was he sociology class, and she was like, are you she whispered to me, if I'm crazy, do I want to fail the class? And it's like they're scared to speak up because they don't want to, like, fail based on participation against the instructor's views, I think.
Yeah, because you have a lot of political. Mel just mentioned um, the major of philosophy. A lot of those majors, like Anna she had more hopes for college. Well, in some of these colleges, you got a lot of left-leaning professors, and they will fail you if you don't agree with their point of view.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they will. And at the end of the day, I would never have gone for those types of courses anyway. In fact, I'll tell anybody, if you're going to go to college and you know you have to take that, the first 2 years, I'd go to a community college. And I'd see if you can, if you really don't want to interact with the class now, they have a lot of courses online. You can interact, go copy and paste something and put it in the discussion session. Use your own words. Because online, the problem with online classes, though, it's taking the human element out of college. That's the problem with it. You got a lot of walking zombies out here.
You know what I was thinking about with college also too? They don't teach people how to network. That's the main factor that a lot of college students fail to do, learn how to network. They go in there and get good grades to keep their scholarship. But when you go to these job fields, they're gonna ask, "What's your experience? What can you actually do?" And stuff.
That's
They're
right.
not asking, what's your activities. Okay, you got good grades and stuff like that. That's good. But um, a D student could get good grades. They probably could pay someone off or sleep
Oh,
with a
there's
professor
a,
or,
Mel, there's a
do
lot.
other
Look,
stuff. And
I will not lie to you.
exactly. So
I wasn't the most ethical student in college. All the bullshit classes, yeah, we were kind of, getting some exams. I mean, I know I did some things myself because I didn't need those classes. And like Anna says, I was a dancer in liberal arts because I wanted to be a world class dancer, not an SJW dance theorist. And that there's anything wrong with that, but that's not what she wanted to be. And
yeah.
and shout out to black men being brutally honest. Salute. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, I mean, I listen. I don't knock anybody for not going to college. I would prefer somebody learning a trade. We need trades just as well as professionals.
Exactly.
I mean, I went to college, but I also learned trades too.
Yeah, exactly. Like they say also too, like most startup businesses are started by like blue collar workers, men that actually get trades and licenses. Like they had to spend
You know the funny thing
five
about
years
this?
in college and spending $1,000 on student loan debt. No, they probably pay like a couple of hundred, no more than 1,000 for a trade. And that's it.
All right, let me give you an example of two people that I know who dropped out of college and who are billionaires right now. Mark Zuckerberg
Hmm.
and Bill Gates.
Yep.
They got college students working for them.
Hmm.
I think Mark Zuckerberg dropped out of Harvard or something like
Yeah,
that.
he did.
Yeah. And look where he is.
Was he
No debt.
rich already, though? Did he come from a wealthy family?
No,
Did he have the right connections?
no. Um, he just came up with an idea, and he was very smart. They tell about his idea, and very strategic. Also, too, like You got some people that they so highly intelligent, like IQ's intelligent, but you wonder why some of them not successful. Their successful money making don't match their
That's
intelligence
right.
and stuff. Yeah, like Mark
Okay,
Zuckerberg,
can I
he
tell
was
you?
smart, intelligent, but he was also business minded.
Right.
People person. Even Jeff Bezos and stuff. Jeff Bezos, I don't know how his intelligence is, but when it comes to business, performing a plan and executing it, yeah, he knows it in a snap. Know how to put together things. People just, what I'm saying, yeah, know how to make execute plans very, strategically to the point like they study certain areas of the market and stuff and see what it is and just take a chance.
That's right. Go ahead, Latin. You still up?
Hey, I was gonna say that I was also listening again to the Coast to Coast AM radio show, and one of the guests on there was talking about that he had met or knew what's his name, Bill Gates, and he was describing Bill Gates' personality, and he was kind of like talking about how like some people are like basically they're business people, but they're also like criminals basically, because they'll be willing to do almost anything to like succeed in business, where they're like almost narcissistic because it's always about them. They have to be the best at everything, you know.
Yeah, he's yeah,
Yeah,
he
he's
is.
the competition. That's
Oh,
what it
he's
is.
a big competitor. I mean,
Yeah.
Windows. And shout out to Black Man being brutally honest. Thank you for subbing to the Mind the STEM channel. I have two channels, the Mind the STEM and the 401 Talk Zone radio show. Please spam my channels in the chat, please. I
You know what,
appreciate it.
Lan? I'm glad
How
you
did
said that. I'm glad you said that. I want to allude to that. That's probably one of the reasons why people afraid to compete in life. Period. You just allude to that. People confused, thinking that okay, when you compete in life, you got to be some narcissistic, evil, criminal mindset type person and everything. And no, I mean, yes, there's going to be sacrifices along the way. Not you don't have to know criminal acts. I know it may seem like it because some people did that, but not everybody. But the fact is, like along the way, you trying to be successful in life and everything. Yeah, a trade off has to be made. You gotta have to accept some trade offs in life. Like everybody's not gonna agree to your plan. It's not gonna fit your plan, no matter what. And you have to make certain decisions in life. Like that some people might not agree with, some people will agree with. Like yeah, that's when people get too much mix their moral values into what I'm saying, what it is, what they have to do. Like let me use the old saying with the movie The Black Panther, when he was in the astral plane, seeing his
Right.
father. Father gave him the best advice and everything. Told T'Challa that you know what, you're a good man, you're gonna suffer, and you're a good man with a good heart. But sometimes it's hard to how you say it? It's hard to be a good man. It's hard to be
It's hard to be a man.
no. I'm trying to figure out how you said it. Um, it's hard to be a king when you have a good heart, something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but he was alluded to like you know what? Yeah, um, something like there's a difference between doing what's right and doing what's in your heart and stuff. And I think like you know what, when you got that just comes to being in the leadership role. That's the way it is in leadership role. You're gonna have to do something that's right for the benefit of your company, for the people, not based on just your. You know what I'm saying? You having a good heart. I mean, you're supposed to keep a balance and everything like that way, yes. But some people go too far. Okay, you're supposed to do this because you have a good heart. No, sometimes I'm gonna have to do certain things that you know what. It's not about my emotions. It's not about having a good heart. None of that. I have to do what's right for the people. Period, and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not about me. Yeah, it's not about my morals and what you feel my morals. I got to do it for the benefit of my people, no matter what. And in the long run and everything, they'll see at the end. Like, yeah, that's what it's about.
Well, Anna, thank you for the compliment.
Oh, that's what he said. I'm sorry. It's hard for a good man to be king.
That's right.
Yeah.
When it comes to education, Anna, I believe in common sense. A lot of professors don't have common sense. They're full of themselves. They got the PhD by the name. A number of them haven't worked in the real world. Now, I'm not knocking where they are, but they're no more intellectual than a person who does not have a college degree. Facts. Facts. So that's it. Well, I'm at the 3-hour
I have that
25. Go ahead.
I have that information I said I would share about like when I bought my house and stuff, and I did put the offer in like November of 2011, and then it finally sold and went through with the bank's approval like 6 months later in June of 2012, and I bought it for 85,000. And on Redfin the estimate of its value is 347,000 from 2012 up to now. So that's almost 10 years, right?
Right. Yeah. That's it. So, but I'm almost at 3.5 hours. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have you all give me your last input for this evening. Because I'm going to sit back here and finish watching Georgia put a hurting on Michigan here and then get ready for the New Year's Eve festivities. I want to thank the channel of the correction. I want to thank the chat and all the participants who came on my panel today, this evening. Latin Patriot, what do you have to say for your last comment of the day? And Happy New Year to you.
Well, I just Googled something to say, and I found never underestimate the power you have to take your life in a new direction. Every moment is a fresh beginning. Life's not about expecting, hoping, and wishing. It's about doing, being, and becoming. I like the dreams of the future better than the history of the past. And Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's to you too. I'm on every Friday from now on. Come on by.
All right. Happy New Year's.
All right, Melly Mel. What do you have to say?
Man, final words, man. Start planning end goals for your life. And end games. Can't do the same old every year. You know what I'm saying? You don't see no results, no outcome results. Sometimes you gotta think outside the box and stuff. The crowd you've been hanging around, if they ain't getting you to where you want, you might have to let them go. And find new crowds that's gonna get you where you need to go and stuff. New year, new goals.
New Year's, and I'm on every Friday, brother. Thank you for stopping by.
Always solution based, baby.
All right, brother.
All
Well,
right.
Happy New Year to you, and you just be safe. Don't get put that glass down when you have
I'm home for the day. Yeah.
Okay. All right, brother.
Right.
All right. And folks, another good show. Again, to go over everything that I talked about. Did a little freestyling, but we put a lot of emphasis on education and competition. And just want everybody to understand that we must continue to compete because competition makes you a lot better. Gave you the poll question. Does competition make you a better person or does it make you work harder? Yes, it does. Out of 20 votes, 19 said yes, which is 95%. Only one said no, which is 5%. But regardless of the point of view, you must understand that if you want to be better and do better, you must compete. And that's my commentary for this edition of the 401 Talk Zone radio show right here on YouTube. If you like what I just presented, please comment, share, and subscribe. And if you're looking for some educational material, check out my second channel, the Mind of STEM channel. On that channel, I give you a daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. And also, I'm going to be bringing back the Blog Talk radio show. 215-383-5785 is the number to call in. Again, that's going to replace my Wednesday panel show. My panels will be on Fridays, and I'll be doing content on both channels. Now, if you cannot find me on YouTube, if you want to find the 401 Talk Zone Radio Show in other areas, you can find me on Twitter, MeWe, and Parler. But for right now, look for me on Twitter. Haven't been on Parler or MeWe for a while. And for the Mind of STEM channel, check me out on Twitter and, of course, LinkedIn, because the Mind of STEM content is educational and professional content. And at the end of the day, I'm going to leave you with this. Be blessed for what you have. Don't worry about what you don't have. Always know that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. And for individuals out there who get offended by some of the material, I will say this. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if the shoe fits, wear it. If you don't like the shoe, change it. And once again, thank you for listening to this edition of the 411 Talk Zone Radio Show. Till next time, my name is Leon Jones. I want you all to have a wonderful and gracious evening, and Happy New Year 2022. Again, just want to say God bless you. Thanks for the panel, and thanks for the chat. You all been very good. And at the end of the day, I just want to say again, God bless you. Have a safe new year, and I'm out.